How's it going, everyone? UAA here, and welcome to episode 3 of Marathon. Or at least I think we're on episode 3. A lot of stuff has happened since the last time I successfully did one of these videos, and, well, let's just say I've had quite a few failures since the Link to the Past one. Anyways, today we are playing Super Adventure Island 2 for the Super Nintendo. Now, this was a game that someone suggested. I can't remember who off the top of my head. Please identify yourself in the comments, and yeah, this one's dedicated to you. So originally this was going to be a blind run, but well, it didn't go so well my first time through. I attempted to do a marathon for this, but it just didn't go well. How do I leave? I thought it was right here. Oh, I have to talk to the king first. Okay, it did not go so well. Last week I tried to do an entire marathon of this game, but I started at a very late time. Very, very late. Because I thought this was only going to take 3 hours. That was a mistake, because it took a lot longer than 3 hours. Oh, did it take a lot longer. And when I got to the end of the game, I was just so tired, and I just had so much trouble with the final boss because I was just so tired. And then at some point I said some things I shouldn't have, and I just didn't want to post it. There was a good hour where I was totally silent. I didn't say anything just because I was so frustrated and I just wanted to get it over with. And I didn't want to post that. I didn't want to post that, so we're gonna do it again. It's not exactly a blind run. I do know where to go now and all that. Actually, my first time through this, it actually went pretty well. There were a few times where I got lost, but other than that, I didn't really have to backtrack too much. This game is actually pretty well designed. I was quite impressed with it, and yeah, I was really pleased with this game, and I'm very happy that I don't remember what's your face suggested it. And yeah, it's really fun. I really like this game. I can't really believe I haven't heard of it until, well, I had heard of it, but I had never played the series because I just thought it was a linear platformer series, so I didn't really think much of it. But this game, I believe it's different than most of the other entries in this series. I think all the other Adventure Island games are just linear platformers, but this one is a non-linear platformer, and it's really cool. I really like this game, so if you haven't played it, I would recommend it. It's actually a lot of fun. So as I was saying, I did a marathon of this. It took a long time. This time won't take nearly as long, but I just did not do well, so I decided to redo it. And yeah, this is going to go a lot better, I assume anyway. So this game is a non-linear platformer. You can pretty much go, well, actually, it's kind of restrictive. You can't really go to all of the worlds right away because there's a lot of prerequisites you have to fulfill. You have to get certain items and all that stuff, and it's non-linear in a sense, but there's it's kind of restricted, but it's still a lot of fun. It still has that feel of a non-linear game, and I really like it, so I hope you enjoy this game. It looks pretty, the music's good, so yeah, I hope you enjoy it. For this episode, I thought of quite a few topics that I wanted to talk about. I know during the Link to the Past marathon, I talked about I wanted to talk about some of the Nintendo franchises and what direction they're going in, and how I feel about all that. So I'm going to try to get to that during this episode of Marathon. The first time I went through this, I really didn't talk about other things, just because I was just trying to get through the game. I was trying to figure out all of that, and it was fun, but once I got to the end, it just got frustrating. And for that reason, I will be very rarely doing blind runs for this series. I'm gonna do one next week maybe, but it's from a game that's so simplistic that you just cannot get lost. It just, or I think you can't get lost. It's a very easy game. Or I don't think it's easy, but the game is so simple that I'm not gonna get lost. I hope not. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, this is the first level of the game. I think it's called, I don't remember, it's like Paku Paku or something like that. All of the level names are really, you know, unique. They sort of have that stereotypical Hawaiian names, you know, stuff like that, and yeah, it's really cool. This game, it has really nice theming. Every level, even though they're all different, they all still have that, you know, tropical island feel. And yeah, I love the atmosphere of this game. It's just, all the music fits well. It feels like a tropical island, and it's a great game. I love this game. It's fantastic. Granted, this is only my second time through, but it's still a lot of fun, and yeah, I would recommend this to anybody who is looking for just a, you know, a new game to play while you're waiting for that next big release or, you know, something like that. Me personally, I'm not really waiting for any new games at the moment. Nothing really catches my interest this holiday season. I'm not really interested in a Wii U, nor can I afford one at this time, but I'll be talking about that later. Yeah. So anyways, I just finished uploading the last part of the Super Mario Bros. Low Points Challenge. And that challenge, it wasn't particularly hard. There were a few hard parts. Some of the levels were really annoying. 2-3, 7-3, 8-1, 8-3, I mean, but most of it was rather easy. But one thing I wanted to talk about that I didn't really mention in the descriptions was waiting for the flagpoles. That was just so annoying. It was so tedious waiting for the timer to go down so I could have the minimal amount of points. But I'll talk about the rest of that in a second. Here's the boss door. This leads to the first boss of the game. It is a giant tree thing. So for this boss, the best strategy I found was to just use the daggers and stand far away. And then you'll eventually kill him. It's a slow method, but it gets the job done. He has quite a few attacks. Sometimes he'll throw some apples, other times he'll spawn some little stump things. And then finally he'll shake the tree tops and a bunch of apples will fall down. That's an interesting boss, but if you just keep your distance, you should be fine. Interestingly enough, once you hit it enough times, it will move further to the ground. I'm not really sure why it does this because it makes it easier to hit the boss, so I'm not really sure what their reasoning was for this. It doesn't make much sense. You'd think it would get further up the more you hit it, but nope, that is not the case. I'm not really sure how you would hit this boss with just the sword. It's kind of difficult to get in there and hit it since, well, the hands are in the way. You really don't have that much room to get in there and swing it at him. So I'm not really sure what the developers meant for you to do, but anyways, in this chest we get the light stone. Now the light stone is one of those items that you need to progress through the game and yeah, all that stuff. After every level you get a cutscene type thing. It's rather dull. It just tells the story. Most of the cutscenes are rather similar. Yeah, it's there, I guess. I'm not I don't know. I don't really care about the story of this game. It's your typical rescue the princess type deal. But yeah, I don't mind when a story is really simplistic. Especially for a game like this. If it had a long, complicated story, I can't say I would really enjoy it that much. I really prefer for this type of game, just a simple story, you know, just a simple objective. You know what you're supposed to be doing throughout the whole game. There's no mystery to any of it. I like that. It's nice. I mean, I don't really like it when games, you know, just pointlessly shove stories into them. It just feels so forced, and I don't like that. Anyways, throughout the world, there are these gates, and you need to use certain items to open them. So let's use the light stone we just got, and that will open the gate. Pretty simple stuff. This is pretty much the structure for the game. You go to an island, you get a stone, you use that stone to unlock a new area of the world map, and then you progress further. But before we can go to the next, the next world, we need to go get another item. To access certain worlds, you need other mandatory items. The first one is in this cave. And if you read this sign, it will tell you to go face the enemy, you know, up ahead. Yeah, it's an enemy. It's actually sort of like a mini-boss, we'll call it. But it's pretty easy. Just use the sword and just hit it in the face. Occasionally, it will throw fireballs, so watch out for that. And, yeah, it's a giant, I guess reptile type thing, maybe a dinosaur. But it's cool. I like it. It's kind of reminds me of, like, just imagine that Yoshi became the Hulk. I mean, it doesn't really look like Yoshi, but you know, that's what it kind of reminds me of. Anyways, hit it enough times and it will fall, and we will get the Sunstone, which will allow us to go to the next area. That wasn't the items I was talking about. There's some other items that will allow you to access the islands. We'll get to those in a minute. When you're traveling in the world map, occasionally you will go to a random encounter battle. Now, I find that these are really pointless just because there's no level up mechanic in this game. So they're really just a waste of time. And often I just try to rush through them, which usually means I lose a lot of health. And yeah, I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like it all that much. I just wish they weren't there, but you know, it's not game breaking by any means. It's just, yeah. Anyways, let's go in this whirlpool. Actually, not yet. We have to go somewhere else first. We have to go all the way around this glacier. As I was saying in the very beginning of this video, I did another marathon session, which didn't go so well. I did a marathon of Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, which is a really great game. I mean, the game itself went really well. I did really well, actually. I went through the game very quickly, and I actually, you know, beat some of the bosses flawlessly. I think it went really well. So I finished up the video and all that, stopped recording, and then I realized I wasn't recording my voice. Yay! So I basically just wasted a little bit over an hour of my life. And yeah, I still have the gameplay. So I think I know what I'm gonna do with it. Throughout the marathon, I talked about Smash 4. Talked about the 4th edition of Super Smash Bros. And what I think should be in it, and all of that. So here's what I'm gonna do. If anybody wants to come on my channel and just talk with me for an hour about Smash 4 over some Kirby gameplay, please contact me. We'll do that, and yeah, we'll just talk about Smash 4, and then there'll be some Kirby gameplay in the background, because I have a lot to say about Super Smash Bros. 4. I really do. I have a lot of things I think the game should implement, you know, in terms of, you know, just characters, battle mechanics, and things they should bring back, things they should get rid of, new features, things like that. And I really wish I still had that, or I wish I had recorded my voice, but I didn't, and I couldn't believe it. It's not the first time that this has happened. It's happened countless times with the commentaries over the years. And it's just, you know, you tell yourself you're never gonna make that mistake again, but you do. You do make that mistake repeatedly. And I don't know, it's just, I hate it when it happens, and it was especially painful for that marathon because, well, it's a lot longer than a typical video. A typical commentary of mine would only last, say, I don't know, a challenge maybe only 10 minutes. That's actually quite long for a challenge, but, you know, when I did the playthroughs, those were, you know, 12 to 18 minutes, so that was a pain when I forgot to record. And that's one of the reasons I stopped doing commentary. I'm not going to say it was, you know, the main reason, but it was definitely one of the reasons. Is this where I'm supposed to use the ice bell, or is it somewhere else? No, it's right here. Okay. This was one of the items I was talking about. If you use it in specific places, you will be able to access the next level and all that. So, yeah, it's it's sort of the game's way of stopping you from going to certain areas, which is good because some of the areas are a lot harder than others, so it's just trying to make it so you don't go to an area that's way too hard for you and all that, which is fine by me. But I kind of would have liked the freedom, you know. I would have liked to be able to go to the, not the final level, but the second to last level right away. I kind of wish it was sort of more open and that the difficulty was scaled, or you know, the difficulty of all the islands was somewhat equal. I kind of wish it was like that, but you know, this way works too. I don't mind this so much. Anyways, if you have been noticing, we get all kinds of items that we can equip. Right now we just got the fire sword, which is really effective against ice enemies. Later on we'll be getting armor and, you know, stuff like that. We'll get a shield, which I didn't know what the shield did during my first playthrough, but I know what it does now, and I'll be talking about that when we actually get the shield. You may have noticed that enemies drop red and green potions, as well as coins. But I'll talk about coins later because they are an interesting topic. First, red potions are pretty much just health refills. Pretty self-explanatory. You get a red potion, your health is refilled a little bit. There's two kinds of potions, or I think there's two kinds. There are small red potions and big ones. Small ones only restore half of a heart, but the big ones restore an entire heart, if I remember correctly. Enemies will also drop green potions. Now, right now, the green potions are completely useless. They do not help you in any way. In fact, they do absolutely nothing until later in the game when we get magic. Later on, we can get magic to do certain things. Magic will allow us to heal ourselves. We have some offensive spells and, you know, stuff like that. Magic, it's pretty helpful. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to remember to come back here for that. Magic is pretty helpful. Especially the healing spell. That's the one I like to use pretty much all the time. Yeah, that's what I had on during the first session of Marathon. I didn't really try out all the other spells too much because I just wanted to have the healing ability because you have a limited amount of magic, so I didn't really like using the offensive spells. I liked sticking to my healing spells. I felt like those were more useful to me. Maybe I'll try out one of the spells during this, but I just didn't think it was too useful my first time through. You also get coins from enemies. Now, in order to complete the game, you only need 900 coins, I believe, which is really, that's nothing. You'll have way more than 900 coins by the end of the game. So you may be thinking, well, what's the point of them? And actually, that's what I was thinking during my first time through. In fact, I spent about 15 minutes talking about how useless the coins were because there's nothing you can do with them. Well, it turns out I was wrong. In the world map somewhere, there is a casino. And in that casino, you can purchase a couple of items that are incredibly expensive. Really, really expensive. The most expensive item being 50,000 coins, which is ridiculous. And the items you can buy are just flat out broken. And I mean broken. They're so powerful. I don't think I'm gonna grind for them during this, because I don't know the best way to make money. think I only had about 10,000 coins during my blind run of this, but it's just ridiculous. See right there, there's 1,000 coins. 1,000 coins. That's all I need for the entire game. The only thing left to buy is a few extra heart upgrades and I mean, you can buy extra heart upgrades and extra weapons, but they're really expensive, so I don't think I'll be able to buy all that much during this. And yeah, it's just, it's ridiculous. They cost so much. You'll see, because I know where the casino is now. I actually went to it during my blind run, but I didn't realize it. But we'll get to that much later in the game. Maybe like an hour later or something like that. But I don't know. Apparently there's some gambling you can do, so if it's really easy to rack up a bunch of coins, I will get all the super-powered equipment. I might just cut that part out because I don't really want to talk during that whole time. I mean, I guess so. No, I don't know. My topic list, it's long and extensive, but it's not that long. It's basically just the leftover topics from the Link to the Past session. Like, I'm gonna talk about all of the Nintendo franchises and the Wii U, which, my opinion may be a little bit controversial, I'm not gonna lie, but, you know, I just want you to hear me out, listen to me, and, you know, if you don't agree with me, that's fine, I don't care. It's an opinion, so you don't have to agree with me, but just want, you know, hear me out. And, yeah. Anyways, I don't exactly remember where I'm going. I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to get to the boss at this point. I'm pretty sure I have to disable these star things right here, but I can't exactly remember how to do... Oh, actually, I do remember. It's down this hole right here. Go to the right, and it should be right up here. Yeah, as I was saying, my opinion may be a little bit controversial, but you're gonna have to respect it at the bare minimum. Oh crap, I missed something right there. That's okay, we'll get it on our way back up. No big deal. No big deal whatsoever. Oh, anyways, this is the Ice World. It is level 2. It's not too bad. If you get the Fire Sword and the Fire Armor, you're pretty much... I'm not gonna say you're invulnerable, but you really won't have a problem with most of the enemies here. Maybe the boss, because the boss here is actually one of the hardest bosses in the game. I found a strategy that works pretty well, but it's still one of the harder bosses. And, yeah. There's another life bottle. Every time you get one of those, your maximum health increases by 1/2 heart. I think the maximum is 8 hearts. I believe it's 8. I'm not entirely sure because I didn't get them all during the blind run, but I know at one point the game pretty much tells you there's this many life bottles and this many magic bottles, so like I said, I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure there's 8. I mean, I'm not gonna say that would make sense, but yeah. Okay, so if we push this block down here, I think we can get to the boss. I think somewhere down there that will lead to the boss. But first, let's go to the left. Hold left, and we should get an item right here. The fire shield. Now, during my blind run, I was really confused on what these shields do. I theorized that they upgraded your defense. Turns out they don't really do that. No. Instead, they block certain types of projectiles depending on the shield. For example, the fire shield will block all types of fire projectiles, like fireballs, and yeah, I really haven't found a use for the shield. Not many enemies have projectiles, but at least it's cool. It's nice to have. Anyways, we have the fire shield, the fire sword, and the fire armor, so it's time to take on the boss. Here we go. Here's the boss of level 2. It is a giant mammoth encased in ice. For the first part, you just want to hit it a bunch of times with the fire sword. Then, when it breaks out of the ice, just switch to the dagger, keep your distance, And yeah, hit it this way. Sometimes I think it shoots stuff at you, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it only charges at you, but if you just use the dagger, this is a relatively safe strategy. The dagger is really weak, but since it's a ranged attack, it's actually quite useful. When I was doing some research after my blind run, a lot of people said to use it on the final boss, which is what I had trouble with, or the final form of the final boss, so I don't know, maybe I'll try that if I'm having trouble, but I didn't really understand their strategy, but we'll try it out when we get there. If I'm having trouble, we'll see. Using this strategy against this woolly mammoth type thing it takes a long time, but it's effective nonetheless. For some reason, it has a giant red mane. Don't ask why, because I don't know. It's weird. I don't really get it. Yeah, if you try to take this boss on with the sword, it's actually really difficult. And it's really tough to get close to him and all that, so yeah, I recommend you just keep your distance with the dagger, and eventually he will die. Eventually. You have to hit him in the eyes if you can't tell already. But, if you hit the trunk with the daggers, it will sort of like compress itself. I don't know, I don't really get it, but just throw a bunch of daggers out there and you should be fine. Really not a big deal. Like I said, this boss is only difficult if you are using the sword. Because it's just, like the first boss, it's tough to get in there and use close range attacks. But if you're using the dagger, yeah, it's weak, but it's effective. Later on, we'll be getting another ranged weapon, which is actually really good, and it's actually required for one of the bosses. You'll see why later, but it's actually really good. I really enjoyed using that weapon. But eventually you have to get rid of it because one of the final weapons of the game is required. It's stupid. It's a sword. It's dumb. And you can only hurt the final boss with that sword. I don't know, it's confusing and convoluted, but that won't be until much later on. Alright, so this thing should be close to death. I've been wailing on it with daggers for quite a while now. In fact, I'm almost confident enough to just go up there with the sword right about now and just finish it off. But I'm gonna be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Yeah. Come on, just die already. There we go. One of the bosses later on, it took forever for me to kill, but I was doing something wrong, so I'll talk about that later. Anyways, from this boss, we get the Star Stone, which will allow us to go to the next area of the world map. And here's another cutscene. All these cutscenes involve this girl talking to you. Oh, by the way, you are Higgins, and yeah, you're just Higgins. That's your name. I think this girl's name is Tina? I think it's Tina. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure it's Tina. And she talks to you from wherever, whatever. I don't really know. But, yeah. Before we continue, I am going to fill up on some water, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so now that we have, what was it, the Sunstone or something? I think we can go to our next area and all of that. Yeah, alright, so I'll talk about something else while we're traveling. I just wanted to say real quick that I just wanted to say thanks to everyone that supports my videos in any way possible. I know a lot of YouTubers don't thank their audience enough. And I just don't get it. I mean, the people that watch your videos, they should be a big part of your channel. I try to interact with you guys as much as I can, and pretty much anybody that wants to be a part of my channel gets to be a part of my channel, and I think that's great. I love that. It's just, you know, sort of my way of giving back, you know, shout outs and stuff like that for your channel and all that. It's just, I don't know, I just don't feel like enough YouTubers appreciate their audience. It's just a little gripe I have with some of them. But I just want to say thanks to everyone that supports me and all that. You know, you guys are the reason I continue to do this. Yeah, and I really love all your suggestions and all that. And yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to you all, and I thank you for your continued support. What else did I want to say? I wanted to say something else related to that topic. Oh, there's the sun ring. That's what we needed. Alright, on to the fire world. Yeah, so I just wanted to say thanks to everybody that has supported me. I didn't think I'd ever get as many subscribers as, you know, I have right now. I mean, I don't even have that many. I don't even keep track. Last time I checked, it was like 81 or 80 something. I don't know what I'm at now, but I don't really keep track of all that because I don't really care that much. And one of the things is I have with this channel, at a certain point, I won't be able to keep up with everything. I won't be able to keep up with all the messages and all the challenge requests and all that. And I hope that point never comes, because if it does, I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop making videos because I don't want that to happen. I'm just gonna switch to a second channel because I don't want that to happen. I don't want to get to the point where I can't, you know, at least try every single challenge I get. I don't want that to happen. And I hope it never does happen. Hopefully it won't. I mean, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But, yeah. Anyways, here's the fire world. As you might expect. There's fire here. Yeah, it's nice. I think, what do we get here? We get something that allows us to go get the ice sword. Don't exactly remember what it is, but we'll see when we get further into the level. Oh, I forgot to do something in the ice world. Oh well. I'll go back there. I just gotta remember to do that. Oh crap, I fell in there. There's something in that cave, I don't remember what it was. I don't remember if it was an item or something. Or maybe it was just a tablet of information. I'm gonna have to go back. You know what? Let's just use the magic we just got. I didn't mention this, but at that random cave, or maybe it wasn't a cave, but we got some magic. And every time we get a magic bottle, we get a new magic spell. Now the first spell we have is called Return, I think. And whenever you use it, you can just go to the very first screen of the dungeon. It's nice. It's actually pretty helpful, so yeah. Later on, we'll be getting, you know, offensive spells, healing spells, and some other cool things. I'll talk about them when we get them. But yeah, there's an invisible floor up ahead. This game has quite a few of those, and it's kind of annoying, but it's not too bad. Alright, no, I fell in again. Oh, I missed! As Wario might say from Mario Party. I love the classic Mario Parties. No, I love Mario Party in general. Anybody who hates Mario Party, you have no soul. I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. No other game has destroyed friendships like Mario Party. It's so much fun. It's so frustrating. You get so angry at your friends, but it's a classic. If you haven't played Mario Party with some friends, you have to. You have to. I mean, that was my childhood. Mario Party with friends. Mario Party 2, Mario Party 1, Mario Party 4, not so much 5, 6, and 7, and not so much 3 either. I mean, we occasionally played 3, but it was pretty much 1, 2, and 4. And 2 is still really fun to this day, so is 1. 4 isn't as fun as it used to be, just because you move so slowly. I fell in again! The problem with Mario Party 4 is, it seems the game just drags on. The movement speed of the characters is so slow. Moving, or, you know, going through text boxes and all that it's just so sluggish, and it's just not fun. It's just not that fun. I mean, the mini games are some of the best. I love the mini games in Mario Party 4. They're amazing. Not as good as 2, but, you know, still really good. But, I don't know. It was fun as a kid, but nowadays it's not as fun. It's still good. It's still one of my favorite Mario Parties, but it just doesn't rank up there with 2. Because 2 is great. So I might as well talk about some of my favorite mini games. Why not? I'm not gonna go through each game and identify my favorites, but some of my... Ah, crap. Oh, I didn't die? Wow, I don't know how, but I didn't die. Cool. Alright, what's in here? Just a tablet, I knew it. The boss has a weakness. Use the ice sword that's located behind the sunblocks on the Isle of Poka Poka. Okay, so we need to disable the sunblocks and then leave. Okay, sounds good. I don't remember what the boss to this area is. I don't know, we'll get to that later. Anyway, some of my favorite Mario Party minigames. Bumper Balls. It's a classic. Everybody loves Bumper Balls. It's just so intense, you know, especially when you're playing on those different stages in Mario Party 2, like the ice one and the one with all the hills, and I think there was one more. Was it the fire one? That one was cool too. It just... When Bumper Balls came up, everyone just cheered. It was... I love Bumper Balls. I love Bumper Balls. Bumper Balls... It's just Bumper Balls. What can you say about Bumper Balls? If you don't like Bumper Balls, then I don't like you. I don't know, Bumper Balls. It's just Bumper Balls, okay? And I died. Crap. Oh well. Yeah, anyways. Bumper Balls. I know a lot of people don't like these, but I love the A pressing games. The ones where all you have to do is repeatedly press A. My favorites. I'm not gonna lie. And it was always a heated competition between me and my friends, because we were all so good at it. English, I'm good at it. I don't know, I've never been, you know, the greatest speaker. Not with, you know, stuff like this where I just kind of have to improvise. And when I do formal presentations, I actually do a really good job sometimes. It depends on the subject and how much I actually know what I'm talking about. Because I know there were a few times in high school I had no idea what I was even talking about, and I just, you know, kind of, I don't want to say this, but made it up as I went along. But the thing is, that usually worked because I was such a genius. I'll talk about that some other time, but, yeah, it's, I'm generally pretty good at that stuff. But when I'm just doing like this, where I just kind of have to think about what I'm gonna say on the spot, you know, I don't think I do the greatest job. Some of you may like me and my talking and stuff like that, but, me, I am, I don't know, there's always room for improvement. I can never say I'm doing a good job, because there's always something I could be doing better. I don't know, it's just, I don't think I'm terrible at this, but, you know, there's a lot of people that do it better than me. Anyways, there we just disabled all of the sunblocks, so we're gonna go get some items. One item in the snow world and another in the green one, Poka Poka. Yeah, so we're gonna go do that real quick. As I was saying, the A pressing mini games were great. You know, we were all really good at them, and it was always a competition. I know when I was younger, I didn't really win them all that much. You know, I wouldn't say I won my fair share, but I won a few of them. But once I hit, like, 15, I became really good at them. So good that I was faster than the turbo controller. I kid you not. I don't remember the exact turbo controller, but I was good. And nowadays, you know, a couple months ago I played, and I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I don't know, I just not as good as I used to be. My favorite A pressing minigame, even though they're all the same, my favorite ones are Domination from Mario Party 4 and Pokey Punch-Out from 6? 6 or 7, maybe 5. But I'm pretty sure it's... Actually, I think it's Mario Party 6, but someone correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I really enjoyed Pokey Punch-Out. And it's just A pressing minigames, they're awesome. They're cool. I really liked Don't Look Away, or I think it was called Don't Look Away. Don't Look... It was the one where one character had to look a certain direction and the other 3 had to look another direction. But if they looked in the same direction, they were out. That was the one. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. But I don't remember the name. I think it was just called Don't Look Away. If it wasn't called that, it was called something similar. I really, really enjoyed that. There was one in Mario Party 2. It was one where one person was controlling this giant wheel, and the other 3 players had to stay on it. That one was really fun. I really liked that one. Now, I know a lot of people don't like these types of minigames, but I loved pretty much all of the battle minigames. All of them. Even the ones that were completely luck. In fact, those ones were my favorite. I loved minigames like Bowser's Big Blast. What a great game. Just, there was so much tension between you and the other players. It was great. And we all knew that you were never, ever supposed to touch the white one. The white one was just, it was just a recipe for disaster. Never touch the white one. The white one and the other one on the end. I forgot, what's the other one? I think it was the red one? I don't know. There was 5 switches in that game, and the 2 on the outside were the ones we never picked. We just never picked them. And yeah, Bowser's Big Blast was great. I really liked Day at the Races. That one was fun. As well as the one in Mario Party 5. The one where you choose the vehicles. And I just loved, you know, some of the names they gave to the vehicles, like General Longshot and Miracles Do Happen. Good times, you know. I love Mario Party. It's the quintessential multiplayer game, and it's just great. It's awesome. And I feel bad for you if you really didn't grow up with the N64 original ones. Like, if you grew up with the GameCube ones, those ones aren't bad by any means. I really like them, especially Mario Party 7, which introduced Dry Bones. But I just think the N64 ones are better. But fun fact, the only Mario Party game I do not own is Mario Party 3. Actually, no, I lied. Excuse me for lying right there, but up until recently, the only Mario Party minigame that I didn't own was Mario Party 3. Then Mario Party 9 came out, and I was gonna pick it up, but I was going off to going off to school pretty soon, so I didn't really feel the need to, and I wasn't bringing my Wii with me. So yeah, that's why I didn't get it. I never really understood why I didn't get Mario Party 3. It's just something about it that I didn't like. It was... You know what, I don't think I have enough experience with it to make a judgment on it. I can't say it's bad because I don't think it is. I remember playing some of it. Actually, I should mention this. This is a good story. So I was at my friend's house. This was late in my high school years. And we were playing Mario Party 3, you know, typical stuff. Multiplayer. I think we were playing 4 players, if I remember correctly. And in in one of the hidden blocks, I found this item. I don't remember what it was called, but actually no, it was called the Wacky Watch, I think. And this item would instantly turn it into the last 5 turns of the game. So basically what I did is I threatened the players every single turn to use the Wacky Watch if they didn't travel in a circle. And this was one of the maps that just had a very small loop at the start of the stage, and we just spent the whole game in that one circle. I must say, it was one of the best games of Mario Party I've ever played. It was so much fun. Maybe not so much fun for the other players, but for me, it was classic. It was awesome. I enjoyed it. Yeah, that was a good time. And I should mention this, but one of the things I really tried to do in Mario Party, well, yeah, pretty much all the time, really, I tried to make either me, or not, no, it was really never me. I tried to make a computer finish a game with 0 stars and 0 coins. And I never did it. I got close. I remember. It was Mario Party. It was one of the earlier ones. I can't remember if it was 2 or 1. But I got one of the computers down to 0-0 on the final turn. I beat them in the minigame, but they won the happening star. Oh, so close. I don't know if it's ever happened. Has anyone experienced a 0-0 game? Let me know, because I'm really interested to see if anybody has actually finished a game 0-0. Or, you know, seeing a computer do it or something like that. Oh, there's something up there. I need to activate the sunstones. Let me get that real quick. Actually, I'll be coming back for that later, so I'll get it now. It might be a health upgrade, and it would be nice to have. But anyways, I never got that to happen, and that was really disappointing. But Mario Party, great series. If you haven't played it, try it out. It's still kind of fun when you play with computers, but nothing beats playing a 4-player multiplayer Mario Party game. Nothing. It's one of the best experiences you can have with a video game. Well, maybe not as good as GoldenEye 007, but still pretty darn fun. Anyways, there we got a magic bottle, and that will unlock the second spell of the game, which is called Recovery. And Recovery allows you to heal some of your health. I believe it's only a half a heart. Let's check right now. Yeah, it's only a half a heart, so it's nice to have, but it's not, you know, the most effective way of healing yourself. We'll be getting a better recovery spell later on. But yeah, Mario Party, what can I say about it? Childhood fun, still fun to this day. It holds up. Great game. I highly recommend it to anybody who, you know, is just looking for a good time with their friends. So I know, you know, pretty much all of my viewers are in the, you know, high school age, so you could round up a few friends to play it with you. And, yeah. There's like 6 of these pink switches throughout the level, and I don't understand what any of them do. I guess they unlock something somewhere. I personally could not figure it out during my first time through. Maybe I'll figure it out this time, but I don't know what they did. We'll see if I can figure out something. But there's a lot of dead-end rooms here, and I don't understand what they're for. Like I said, this level, it's a bit confusing. It's not as bad as, say, the next level, which is really confusing. But, yeah, it's not too bad. I'm trying to remember where the boss is, and I think it's down here somewhere, or, you know, I'll find it. I'll find it, don't worry. It's gotta... It must... I don't know, these switches gotta do something, but I just don't understand what they do. Can I get that? I know you're supposed to use one of the power-ups to get that, but... I don't think so. Alright, not a big deal. Yeah, so I have a question for the viewers. Has anybody played Mario Party 9, or do you have it, or anything like that? Because I'm interested to know whether or not it's any good. Should I pick it up this summer and play it with some of my friends and family? Is it worth it? It looks kind of weird to me, to be honest. I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about everybody being in the same vehicle and all that. It looks kind of strange, so if anybody has it, let me know. Is it any good? Is it worth picking up? Let me know in the comments section below. And that rhymes because I am clearly a poetry guy. Sigh. Well, I guess I will never have a career in poetry or rapping. They're pretty much the same thing, but I consider poetry a superior form of media. Because rapping, well, you know what, there's so many people that like rap, I'm just not gonna say anything. It's just a different style of music, and it's a style I don't appreciate. And that's pretty much it, I just don't appreciate it. If you like it, fine. Me, I don't. I don't like it one bit. Anyways, we're getting close to the boss here. I know there's an ice shield somewhere. I'm not really sure if it's in this level. I didn't get it during my blind run, but I looked it up afterwards, and I don't remember where it was. I think it's in the next world. I think. Okay, if I remember correctly, the boss here is somewhat difficult. I think I remember dying, so I'm gonna try to grind here for some health for a moment. Maybe some... Actually, no, this boss isn't too hard. No, it has a very strict pattern, so... yeah, it's not too bad. Let's fill up on health anyway, just to be safe. And we might want to... Yeah, let's get some magic too. Why not? I find that enemies drop health more than magic, but... There was one point in the game, it was actually the end of it, during the blind run, where the enemies just would not drop health for me. But luckily at that point I had the ability to use magic, and yeah. Alright, let's just use... So you watch, now that I've healed myself, the enemies are only gonna drop health. You watch. Or coins. I don't need those. Alright, let's just do this for a minute. If we don't have it by then, there we go. Okay, let's go. Here's the boss. It's a turtle, I think. Yeah, it's turtle-like. We'll see in a moment. There it is. It's a turtle. It kind of reminds me of that turtle boss from Mega Man 7. Every time you hit it, it will go inside its shell and then shoot a miniature turtle at you. So just jump over that. Then at one point, he'll close his eyes. Then he'll shoot 3 turtles at you, followed by 3 more turtles. Then he'll go up in the air and do this really strange spinning attack. I thought it was undodgeable when I first played this, but it turns out if you just duck, you will avoid it. After that, it will spin around the room and throw a bunch of miniature turtles at you. They're not too hard to avoid, just kind of walk around and... yeah. Why isn't it dropping any turtles right now? That's strange. What happened? Huh. That's really weird. I don't know what happened there. Huh. That's really weird. I honestly don't even know what happened there. But yeah. You only have to do this maybe 3 times. By then, or you really shouldn't run out of health. If you do, you can always come back. It's really not a hard boss. But yeah, just kind of hit it, and it helps if you have the ice sword, because it'll make the boss go a lot quicker. A mistake I learned the hard way. Not with this boss, but the next boss, which is really, really easy, but it takes forever. It has a lot of health. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of this, today is Friday, and that means that it may get very loud later on. So if you hear voices, that's why. I'm in a college town. on a Friday night, not only a college town that's known for being, well, it's a party school. That's all there is to it. Me, I don't engage in that type of behavior, mostly out of principle, but some other reasons too. It's personal. I'll talk about it some other time if you want. Anyways, the turtle boss is dead, and now we can move on to the next world. World number 4. But I'm trying to think, do I want to go do some backtracking at this point? Do I want... Well, we can't really do anything until we have some new abilities anyway, so let's just move on with the main game, get some of the new abilities, and then come back and get more of the items that will allow us to proceed. Anyways, let's go in here. And I think this unlocks the next gate with the water stone we got? The aqua stone, excuse me. And I think there's only one more gate after this. I think it's the moonstone? Something like that. Alright, so we have to go... Okay. Yeah, we have to go all the way up and around. Actually, what does that cave do all over there? I don't know. I don't know. Let's go inside and check. I think it's just a healing. Yeah, it's a healing pond type area. Nice to have. Alright, so we have to go all the way up here. And I think the next upgrade is up here, as well as something else. But anyways, I think it's time to talk about something I wanted to talk about last week during the Link to the Past marathon. Now I want to talk about the direction Nintendo is heading and, you know, just the future of all of their franchises. Now, before I start with all of this, I would like to say that I in no way hate Nintendo. I don't hate them as a company. I have enjoyed their products over the years, but just, you know, just what they're doing nowadays, I'm not a fan of. So just respect my opinion, and if you have a sort of counter argument or something, let me know. Just let me know in the comments, because I'm open to, you know, different opinions. This is just my personal opinion, and don't feel personally offended if it's not the same as your opinion. Anyways, I just want to talk about 5 of the major Nintendo franchises, just the 5 I want to talk about, and just the direction they're heading, and, you know, all of that. Anyways, up first, I'm About to Die. But that's not the first Nintendo franchise. Maybe in the future there'll be one, you know, the I'm About to Die franchise. Maybe. Anyways, inside that chest there's the power fan. Okay, as I was saying, let's start off with everybody's favorite Italian plumber. And this is where I have the most things to say. I have a lot to say about Mario and just the direction he's going in right about now. I'm just going to be upfront with this. I hate what they're doing with him. Nintendo is basically doing nothing with Mario. Absolutely nothing. And I mean it. They're not doing anything with him. Just, okay. Here's my main problem. It's not like Mario is going to be in this direction, or it's not going to be doing this forever. But just over the past couple of years, the amount of new Super Mario Brothers games we've been getting is unacceptable. Oh, and I died intentionally right there, too. I think it's going to be quicker if I just died. Anyways, I just don't like how we've gotten 4 of them. 4! We don't need 4. And, okay. So the first game, New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. The reason why it worked so well and why everybody loved it is because we really hadn't seen a 2D Mario game, you know, in a long time, and it felt refreshing. It felt like one of the classics, and that's why it worked so well. But, you know, New Super Mario Bros. 2, that doesn't do anything. Okay, I don't care what you say. The coin collecting gimmick, that's that doesn't add anything to the gameplay. Yeah, it does add some replayability, I'll give you that, but it doesn't add anything. We've been collecting coins for years, and all it really does is make the game easier. You know, it gives you so many extra lives. Now, is New Super Mario Bros. 2 a bad game? I doubt it. I haven't played it myself because I don't have a 3DS. I doubt it's bad. In fact, I bet it's a pretty good game. I bet it's actually a lot of fun. But it's more of the same, and I'm just not interested in playing it. I just don't care. And let's kill ourselves intentionally again. It's not doing anything. And that's why I don't exactly like New Super Mario Bros. 2. But I wouldn't exactly have a problem with that. When a game has a sequel that's similar to the first game, fine. Not a big deal, you know? It's one sequel. But they had already done New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I felt that was a pretty mediocre game. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that's a good game at all. You know what? The only real fun I had in that game was with the multiplayer. That was a lot of fun. But otherwise, no. I thought it was actually pretty bland and pretty mediocre. But okay, so if it had only been 3 games, I would have been, you know, semi-angry, but I would have tolerated it. But they're doing another one for the Wii U, and that's just unacceptable. Please just drop the new title. It's not new anything. It's stupid. I hope this is the last new game. I hope there's no more. If there's more, I don't even know what to say. I hope there's no more of them. I hope there isn't any more new games. I really don't... I don't like what they're doing with Mario. All of the retro game, or, you know, the Nintendo gamers that complain about Call of Duty, they have no right to say anything about Call of Duty. Is Call of Duty similar every year? Yeah, but they don't add a lot to it, but they add enough to keep the game really fresh, and, you know, it's a lot of fun for me and a lot of other people. But with Mario, what do they add? Now, before you go off in the comments section saying all of the things they have added, what have they added that hasn't been in a previous Mario game? Now, what they've been doing, here's the trend I've been noticing. All of their innovations are just them bringing back something from, you know, Mario 3 or Mario World. And I just don't think they're doing anything worthwhile. And that's just how I feel about, you know, I just don't feel like Mario's going in a good direction. Now, is Nintendo going to prove me wrong? Probably. The next Mario game on the Wii U? I bet it's going to be stellar. I think it's going to be great. Super Mario 64 blew me away. Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Sunshine, while it didn't blow me away, they at least tried something drastically different, and it was refreshing. It was a lot of fun. I don't really like Sunshine that much anymore, but, you know, it was a fun game. I had my fun with it. It's just some of the design elements of Sunshine are a little lacking. I'm gonna talk about that some other time, because I have a lot of opinions about the GameCube Nintendo games, and just some of the design flaws and stuff like that, but that's another topic for another episode of Marathon. So, anyways, Super Mario Galaxy blew me away. Fantastic game. The pinnacle of the series. Super Mario Galaxy 2, one of my favorite games of all time. Excellent. A masterpiece. But after that, they stopped. And you know what? They're probably gonna make something amazing and shut me up. I know it. You know, Nintendo's crafty. They're good. They know what they're doing, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, they're not really doing anything, but they know what they're doing, trust me. Anyways, up here is the casino. Now here we can buy some things. I don't know, I didn't really do this my first time. So let's exchange. I guess this is the shop. Okay, so we have 1,600 coins. Alright, so here's all the things you can buy. The light shield, light armor, and light sword are super overpriced. I think this one's 50,000, this one's 25, and this is 10. The boomerang is kind of useless, but this life bottle, I want this. It'll cost you 1450. Great, that's just... I have enough. Okay, so this is also a casino where you can gamble money. If it's worthwhile, like if I can raise a lot of money quickly, I'll get the light sword and stuff, but I don't know, you know, how quickly this is gonna go. So let's try this. Let's play whatever this one was called. What? Whoa, okay, I'm confused. All right. Okay, so... Oh, okay, so you place coins on these blocks, and then... Okay, and then if you land... Okay, I get it. I don't know, let's just put... 50... I don't know, let's just... If I really thought about this, I could come up with like the statistically best option, but I don't want to think about it right now. Let's just do 50 on red, just for the fun of it. How do I start? Okay. Oh, it's over there. So do I have to do it myself? Oh, it does it all. Okay. Alright. Well, let's go check out the other games. If there's anything that's worthwhile, I'll play. But if not, then I'll just go back out on my adventure. I'm sure the light sword and light armor are fantastic, but... Yeah, I don't know. Alright, let's play this one. Oh, good. A slot machine. How much do I... Oh, God. Yeah, like I'm gonna win anything at this. Alright, I don't know. There's so many multipliers. I don't think I can't get anything. Nope. Alright, let's just try to win something. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if I got the 777? I got 1-7. Anything? Alright, let's just play until I win. Alright, what do we got? What's the orange? 30? Yeah, that's not too helpful. Come on, let's win something. Oh! What did I get? I got one... Oh, so I guess I got one green cherry. That's nothing. Let's actually win something. Come on. Oh, another green cherry, so that's one. Alright, come on. Let's get something. Alright. Kiwi. I think that's a kiwi. Orange. Let's get the orange. No. This is why you don't gamble. Remember what happened during the Link to the Past marathon? Yeah, gambling, not the best idea. The bell? Nothing. Come on. I gotta win something. I'll win something, don't worry. Hopefully. Yeah. I know, this is boring to watch. I get it. What's that, a plum? And... what was that? Oh. I don't even know how many I got. Come on. Kiwi. Kiwi. Alright, we got this. Just one more time. I see this is how people get a lot of gambling debt. They do this. Ooh, orange? Nothing. Is there like some strategy to this, or is it just random? I doubt there's any strategy. Alright, come on. Oh, I got 11? Let's win at least 30. Bell. Bell. Ah, so close. So close. Bell. Alright, let's just play 3 more times. Then we'll leave. Come on. Ah, so close. Alright, 2 more times. Alright. Last time. Let's go for the big bucks. 777, 30K. That would be cool. Eh, not gonna happen. Oh, just one more time. Since it's fake money. Nothing. Let's get out of here. Alright, so I don't know the best way to make money. I'm sure there's some strategy involving the first game or, whatnot. But, we don't need the light armor and the light sword. We got the life bottle, which is all we really needed. So I don't mind going to this level and looking for all of the treasures we can find here. This level is kind of confusing because it's sort of maze-like, more so than the last one. For some reason, you cannot wear any armor when you are using the shovel. I don't really get it. But the good news is, whenever you put a weapon back on, it re-equips your armor, so at least the game is smart enough to do that. Anyways, I'm not sure what the correct direction is. We'll just head this way and see what's up. So this is the beach level. It's everything you might expect to see from a beach is here. It's not that exciting. I really like the last level the best. I don't know, it reminds me of a certain level in a certain other game, which I really love. But, yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there. Anyways, we have 3.5 hearts, which I think is more than I had during the last session of this game, which, like I said, didn't go so well. Alright, what's this have to say? You're a real character to reach this point. To beat the boss, hit its feet. Hit its feet while its head is up. Yes, I know that. We'll be getting to that boss in just a couple of minutes. It's a strange boss. Yeah, it's a boss. Anyways, let's move on to my next Nintendo franchise, and that is Kirby. Now for this one, this is the only positive one I have to say, actually. This is the only one I have positive things to say. Kirby doesn't really get that much attention, I will admit. He got quite a few games on the DS, but as far as consoles go, he only gets, 1 game per generation, I think. Actually, no, sometimes he gets more, but like the Nintendo 64, all he got was, as far as I know anyway, was Kirby 64. As far as I know, please correct me if I'm wrong. For the GameCube, he didn't get anything. No, I'm wrong. He got Kirby's Air Ride, which was a classic. I'm sorry, did I say classic? I mean disaster. Awful game. I don't care if you like it. The game is awful, and you know it. Awful game. Take away Kirby. Do you like that game now? No, you don't. Awful game. I don't care what you say. But anyways, on the Wii, he got Epic Yarn and his most recent adventure, Return to Dreamland, which is the main thing I want to talk about. That's it. I like that game. I haven't played it, but I'll talk about it in a second. I really feel like they've treated Kirby well over the years. His games have been generally good. I can't really think of any stinkers besides some of the spin-off games. So yeah, Kirby, I like him. He's been doing a good job. His most recent game, Return to Dreamland, looks really good. I watched some gameplay of it. I don't exactly have it, and I'm not going to get it because I don't have my Wii here at college, but it seemed like a really nice blend of all the other Kirby games. All of the power-ups seemed like they were similar to Kirby Superstar. The world map was set up like Kirby's Kirby's Adventure, and it had some item collection like Kirby 64. It just seemed like a nice blend of all the Kirby games, and the music was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. But what I was really impressed with was the graphics. They weren't stunning by any means. It's still on the Wii, but they looked really nice, and I was quite impressed. So yeah, I think, you know, I don't think Kirby's in any danger of, you know, ever disappearing, or, you know, he has consistently good games, and I have nothing negative to say about the franchise. Only positive things to say. I really like Kirby. I'll definitely be doing something for, I'll be doing a Kirby game for Marathon at some point. Well, I already tried, actually, but yeah. Okay, so this star thing, is that, where was that from? Oh, that was from, I have to go turn that back on and come back here, because that chest up there, I think there's a chest up here. I need that. Alright, we have to go back at some point. And we have to come back here anyway, so, you know, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. We'll come back and we'll do our thing. But yeah, I don't think Kirby's going anywhere. I think the Puffball is going to have consistently good games, and, you know, I like Kirby. It's just, the games are simple, and they're very, you know, childlike, but there's nothing wrong with that. They're fun, they're simple, and the power-up system really adds a lot of, you know, depth to the game. And I can't, I don't have many negative things to say about the series. Overall, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. No complaints from UAA. We'll see what happens on the Wii U. It's, I can't imagine. I think he's just gonna get, you know, similar games. All of the Kirby games are similar, kind of like Mario, but they always seem to introduce new power-ups, and it makes the game, well, more interesting. And, yeah, I like Kirby. He's cool. And, yeah, you'll be seeing some Kirby stuff from me later on. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but, I've got a little surprise coming up for it. That's all I'm gonna say at this time. Anyways, we got the Aqua armor, which for some reason is green. I'm not sure why they didn't make it dark blue, but they made it green, which is fine by me. We'll be getting the Aqua sword in just a minute, and the Aqua shield we don't get until the next level. I believe this is the correct direction to go for what we need to do. I think. We'll see in a moment here. But, yeah, I think I talked about my favorite Kirby games in another video. I think it was episode 3 of Battle. I really like Amazing Mirror. Everything about it. Just awesome. Awesome game. I love Amazing Mirror. Great game. Great game. Maybe I'll do a marathon on it. But the thing is, with the marathon series, I like to do everything 100%. Although this game really isn't 100%, so maybe I just kind of broke the rule. I don't know. I think I'll do Amazing Mirror, but I'm not going to do 100%. We'll see. We'll see. I really like the game, and I feel like I need a refresher, though. I need to do like a practice playthrough because it's been a while, and you can get lost in that game. You can get lost, but I remember where I'm going for the most part, so it's not a big deal. And I don't think it would take too long. I don't think it would take too long. I should be able to do it in one sitting. I did Link to the Past in one sitting, so why not, you know, that game? Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Just an idea I thought of. Yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about Kirby. I think they're doing a good job with Kirby. They don't pull him out too often, but when they do, he seems to have a quality adventure. And, during the most recent game, they had 4-player co-op with 4 different characters, which was really cool. I like how they brought in Meta Knight and King DDD, and I think the 4th character is Waddle Doo? Waddle Doo? Yes? I think so. Which is really cool. I was just watching a single-player playthrough, so I don't exactly know if the characters, or how the characters are different. I'm assuming Meta Knight and DDD and, you know, those people, they don't have any copy abilities. But, you know, how are they different from each other? What are their strengths and weaknesses? Does Meta Knight just use the sword? Someone who's played it, let me know. Does Meta Knight just use the sword? Is King DDD really powerful, but really slow? And what does Waddle Dee do? Or Waddle Doo, whatever his name. I think it's Waddle Dee. What does he do? What's his specialty? Walk around and jump? Intimidating, to say the least. Yeah. Anyways, right there we just got the... I thought it was called the Aqua Sword, but it's called the Thunder Sword, which will really help us against the next boss. I did not have it the first time I went through, so the boss took forever. So we'll see how long it takes this time. I'm assuming it won't take as long. It shouldn't. We'll see in a minute. But yeah, Return to Dreamland looks really good. I would pick it up, but there's 2 problems. A, I don't have my Wii with me because it's at home. And B, I don't exactly have the spare cash to pick it up. College is, well, expensive. And, you know, I could either buy video games or food. Take your pick. Me, personally, I'd rather have food. It's just, I've got plenty of other games to play. I got all my Mega Mans and all that. So I'm not really concerned about, you know, having games to play and all that. So maybe I'll pick it up at some point. You know, like in the future or something. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, we now have 4 units of magic. So we got 2 new spells. We got Tie, which freezes time. I think this is supposed to be called Time? I don't know, maybe it's a mistake. And we also got Wing, which allows us to warp between worlds, but you can't use it while you're in the world, so it's weird. But it's useful. I'll be using it quite a bit during this. It's definitely a great power-up. And, or not power-up, great magic ability. I'll be using it. You'll see. You'll see. Alright, so I think we're almost done with this world. Oh, we also got the Fireball ability. It's really weak, so I don't recommend you use it. There's a lot of extra weapons, which aren't all that handy. I did not get the boomerang, but I wonder if that's any good. I wonder if that's powerful. I'm guessing it's a projectile attack like the dagger, but I don't know, maybe it's sort of powerful. I don't know. I don't really feel like getting it, because that would take a while to get all those coins and all of that. Anyways, here's the boss. Make sure you put on the Thunder Sword, and if you have it, the Aqua Armor, and then head on in. I think at some point you can get the Ice Shield from one of the other worlds, but I haven't found it. I have no idea where it is. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, here's the boss. It is a giant squid type thingamajigger. Yeah, it's a squid. After you dodge the tentacles for enough time, the big head will come up. You need to hit the feet, and then you need to hit the head. It's pretty simple. So, the first time I went through this, it took forever. Like, a really long time. A good 10 to 15 minutes. So hopefully it won't take as long since I have the Thunder Sword this time. Last time through I did not have it, so the boss took a long time. I think I was just using the Ice Sword, which may do half damage towards him. I'm not sure. Maybe it does. I can't say for certain. But, yeah. It doesn't really have that many attacks. It just kind of throws stuff at you. It's a pretty simple boss. Hit it one more time. Got it. Yeah, it's really easy to dodge all of its attacks, so you don't need to worry. And I'm not sure if you can use magic underwater. I don't feel like testing it, but I'll try it if I run low on health. And all of that. Alright. Yeah, so you just repeat the same strategy over and over again. Hit its foot, its eye, or its head will pop up a little bit, so you can hit it in the eyes, and you just repeat that over and over again. A bit tedious, but not too hard. And then every time it goes back down, you have to dodge the tentacles once again. Like I said, it's not hard to do. If you struggle with it, then yeah, you struggle with it. You need to practice. Drop and give me 50. Recruit. Oh wow, that was really quick. Wow, that was actually a lot faster than my first time. Splendid. All right, here we go. There's the Moonstone, and that will unlock the final area of the world map, but not the last world. In order to access the last world, you need to collect 5 different items. I'll be talking about that later. You can actually go to the entrance of the last world right away. It's actually directly south of the center island, the King's Palace, and all that. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's super. Anyways, here's Tina once again talking about God knows what. I didn't read this the first time. I'm not going to read it the second time. If you want to read it, go ahead. The text goes rather slowly. Okay, now that we're done with that, let's go unlock the final area of the world map. It's I think we passed right by it on our way here. So yeah. I think this is where we also get the final ability of the game. So I think we should do some backtracking. I don't know. Should we wait? I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to think. I think I should activate the Moonstone first. No. Here's what we're gonna do. We need to backtrack, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why later. Not right now. Before we do that, though, we need to go get the final ability of the game. Which is... it's over here, I think. Right up here. There it is. Alright, do we have enough coins? I'm pretty sure we do. Although we spent a lot at the casino. We should have enough. Ooh, 693. That's enough. Okay, so now we can do the up slash, which it allows us to break blocks with the up symbol on them. Pretty useful. And I think that's all we can get. I think this is the entrance. Yeah, that's the entrance to the world. So let's test out that new ability, the wing ability. Basically, you can warp to any location you've previously been to. So let us head to I'm just trying to think. We need to go to all of them except the first world. So let's head to the fire world first. Yeah, let's head here first. I don't think the order matters at this point. Yeah, I don't think the order really matters, so let's just do some backtracking. There's something we need to... We don't necessarily have to backtrack, but it helps us get another item. More specifically, another shield. The next shield. We'll get that in a moment. Okay, so there's a lot of places with suspicious-looking patches of dirt. If you use the shovel, you can dig through them. And I believe there are some power-ups and whatnot. Anyways, this room is sort of a warp station to other worlds. So if we go in here, I think this leads to the ice world. Yes, it does. So this is handy to have. Or, yeah. I didn't really use them all that much during my first playthrough. I just found the wing power-up to be very, you know, it was good for traveling around, so I didn't really use these all that much, but, you know, they're there. They're convenient. But we're not going to go here just yet. Let's head back to the fire world. Let's try to get all the items we missed. There's 2 that I can think of. Yeah, only 2 that I can think of off the top of my head. And they're down here. There's this one, which requires the up slash. I think this is just some coins. Yeah, 2,000 coins. Not all that helpful. And I think the other one is a magic bottle. Although I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure it's just a magic bottle, but having an extra magic bottle never hurts. Alright, so we just gotta use the down slash over here. And break through these blocks. Pretty simple stuff. Alright, in here, a magic bottle, as I expected. Before we leave, we need to reactivate the sunstones, because we need to do that for the 5th level. Yeah, alright, so let's go do that real quick. Over here. And there we go. Alright, so let's head... I think we should head out at this point. Let's use the feather ability. Oh, it's called feather, not return. I'm not sure why I called it return, but that's what I called it. Anyways, let's talk about my next Nintendo topic. And next up on the franchise list is Zelda. And I'm not gonna say I disapprove of what they're doing with Zelda, but I think there really needs to be a game that just kinda does something a lot different. I want them to change up the formula, not drastically, but slightly. They've been using pretty much the same exact formula that Ocarina of Time set forth, and while that isn't bad by any means, I don't know, I just want to see them try something different. From what I've seen, Skyward Sword did a lot of things right, but the structure remained the same. Now, I haven't played Skyward Sword, so I can't exactly comment on the motion controls. I imagine that they're not that bad, but I doubt that they're perfect. I doubt that they're, you know, very accurate. I bet a lot of times it messes up, but I'm not really sure on that one. So, don't take that as fact or anything. But, I don't know. I just feel like they need to do something different with the formula. If they continue to do the same thing, it wouldn't be bad, because every single game has new items and new things, new dungeons, and that's really the heart of Zelda games, but I feel like they should just do something a little bit different for the next title. I don't think they've been doing anything wrong, particularly. I think they're doing a good job, but I feel like they should mix it up just a little bit. I think it would really benefit the series. That's just my opinion. You're welcome to disagree with me. And, yeah, that's just my opinion on the Zelda series. It doesn't look like they're doing anything particularly wrong, but they could be doing more. That's all I really have to say on the matter. Anyways, in this chest we get a life bottle. Good to know. And I think that's the only item we can get here right about now. However, we need to activate the stone. I think, what's this one here? This, what's here? The star stone, right. Well, let's go do that real quick, and then we'll go to the next temple area. Not temple. I'm thinking of Zelda. I was just talking about it, so... No, wait, that's on, right? Yeah, that's on. Okay. Let's move out. Let's move out to our next area. Let's head back to the beach area. Because there's 1 or 2 items we need to get. But do we want to get them now or... No, we have to go back. We have to go back. We have to go back. We don't want to make the same mistake I made last time. Oh, anyways, we got 2 more magic spells. We got Blizzard, which is an offensive attack, and Power Boost, which gives you brief invincibility. I think it's around 10 to 15 seconds, so it's nice to have. Don't want to go to the ice world, so let's go to the beach. Alright, so there's 2 items we need to get. I think 2. I hope 2. We'll see. Yeah, alright, so let's talk about our next Nintendo franchise. I think this has been going pretty well. Sort of well. Yeah, alright, so next up on my list, Star Fox. Now, I think this, my opinion on this, I think it's going to be the same exact opinion as you. What are they doing? What happened to Star Fox? I'm serious, where'd it go? Like, where did it go? They haven't done anything. They don't do anything with him. I mean, okay. Ever since Star Fox 64, which in my opinion is the best Star Fox game, what have they done? I'm gonna try to remember every single game in the series since 64. On the GameCube, there was Star Fox Assault, which was good, but it was littered with subpar land sections. I didn't like when, Fox was out of his ship. I didn't particularly enjoy those parts. There was one level I really did like on the ground. I think it was Corneria, actually. I don't know. It was just really fun. There's something about it. It was really cool. I really liked it. But other than that, they were really kind of boring, and I didn't like them. After that, there was... oh, excuse me, I forgot about the brilliant Star Fox Adventures. Which wasn't even a Star Fox game. You know, it was... They just made it a Star Fox game. I forgot what the original name was. I think it was Dinosaur Planet? Something along those lines. But that was mediocre at best. And then there was Star Fox Assault on the not the 3DS, just the regular DS, which I can't say anything about. Was it any good? Anybody know? It looks kind of to me, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. And then the only other game I can think of is what's it called? Star Fox 64 3DS. Yay? Now, rumor has it that there is a Star Fox game in development for the Wii U by Retro Studios, and if that is true, I may just buy a Wii U because I love Retro Studios. You know, I love them. I really do. The Metroid Prime trilogy are 3 of the best games ever made. Those games have near flawless design. They're great. It's the best trilogy in gaming. It's so complete. Every game feels the same, but it feels different. It's just fantastic. Metroid Prime, great. So if Retro Studios is working on the next Star Fox game, you know it's gonna be good. It may even surpass Star Fox 64. I know a lot of people, you know, will never admit that because, you know, nostalgia and all that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I bet it's going to be pretty good, if it's true. I don't think Nintendo's officially said anything, although I haven't really been paying attention. I don't know. We'll see. What's this? 1,000 coins. Not all that helpful. Yeah, Retro also made Donkey Kong Country Returns, which was very inferior to the original trilogy, but it wasn't a bad game. You know what? It's kind of funny, but the biggest problem I had with it was the fact that you could not roll with a button anymore. You had to shake the Wiimote, which was stupid. Just stupid. It was dumb. I think that was a poor decision on their part. Why would they do that? I don't understand their their reasoning behind that. I don't know. It was I thought it was silly. I thought it was a bad choice. But the rest of the game was okay. The levels were kind of fun. Some of them were actually pretty good. I like the art style they chose for some of the levels, especially that sunset one and the factory one. The game, I'm not going to say it was bad by any means. No, it was a good game, but it had its problems, to say the very least. But, yeah, I still appreciate what they did. They also... what else did Retro do? I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure they made some other cool things that I just can't think of. Okay, so now that we activated the Aqua Sphere, or Aqua Blocks, let's use our magic to get out of here. And with that, we can head to level 5. Which way do we go? This way? There we go. Alright. Okay, so I think I'm doing a pretty good job. This is going a lot better than my first playthrough of this. But hey, it was my first playthrough, so what can you expect? I can't use Wing because I don't have enough magic. Alright, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Oh wait, no, I did it again. I had to go left, not right. Silly me. Alright, there we go. So let's head to, I think it's Sala Sala Island? Something like that. But first, let's heal up. It's always nice to heal. And burp. Burping feels good. Do you agree with me? You like burping? Who doesn't like burping? I remember those times in, elementary school when we were just dumb kids. I know at lunch we would always have these burping competitions. I don't know why. All the teachers got really mad, and I don't get it. What's the big deal? We're just burping at lunch. And here's one really stupid thing about my elementary school. Now, I know there's some people that I know in real life that I went to high school and elementary school with, so they can verify this. But during elementary school, the teachers, during lunch and stuff, they always made us finish our food before we could bring our tray up to the trash and all that. And I thought that was the stupidest thing. What if I'm full? What if I can't eat anymore? What if I don't like what's being served to me? They don't let you throw it away. And they would always check your milk to make sure that you drank enough of it. And I just thought that was the stupidest thing ever. What if I'm allergic to milk? I'm not, but my sister is, so, it was the stupidest thing ever. And I hope they still don't do that. I haven't been there in a while, but did that happen at other elementary schools, or I'm assuming it's just, something that we did here. It was stupid. This was just elementary school, so, when we were young, like, up until, 6th grade or something like that. Yeah, it was silly. It was, It was silly, to say the least. But I remember the days of elementary school. You got recess. Yeah, good times. Good times. Alright, so here we are at the pyramid level. It's, yeah, it's a pyramid, alright. Not much else to say about it. There's one really stupid part, which I'll be talking about in a minute, but it's based around trial and error. It's literally the dumbest part of the game. Trial and error is the worst way to design a game. It's basically just admitting you couldn't think of anything better. Trial and error is stupid. Anybody, listen up. If you're gonna go into game design, you know, random viewer, under no circumstances should your gameplay revolve around trial and error. Never. Under no circumstances should that happen. Just keep that in mind, potential game developer of the future. Although I know a lot of you are kind of far away from any type of college where you could go learn game design. So I know, you know, the majority of you are, you know, in the range of 7th to, you know, like 10th grade. There's very few adults that watch my videos. I mean, there's quite a few. I've talked to some of them on Skype and whatnot. And to all the people that I've talked to on Skype, you guys are really cool. Yeah, none of you have really been mean to me in any way, which is awesome. I think there's been like, what, 12 of you I've added on Skype, so it's not that many, but it's cool interacting with you people outside comments and all of that. It's fun. I enjoy interacting with you guys, as I've said before. It's, I don't know, I like interacting, I like helping you out with your channels, because some of you have channels. Some of you do Let's Plays. I know a few of you have done some challenges, some of them that have been inspired by me, which is really quite an honor, to be perfectly honest. And, yeah, I try to, whenever you do like a challenge that's inspired by me, I try to promote it in some way, in some way. If you have something you want me to promote, let me know. I'll promote it for you to all of my subscribers. It's just something I can do to give back to all of the people that, you know, support me. And, I like helping other channels. And I see a lot of YouTubers, they're so self-absorbed in their own channel. They never help out others, and they never give out shout-outs or, you know, do any, you know, cooperative projects or anything like that, and it's just like, why? I don't know, I want to help. It's just that's what I'm here for. You guys support me, so I'm gonna support you. I mean, yeah, it's just, I don't know, I never really ask for anything, but you guys support me anyway, so I'm gonna do what I can to give back. So if you ever want me to help you, you know, promote one of your videos or something like that, you know, just let me know. There's tons of ways where you can get a shout out from me or anything like that. You know, just let me know. Add me on Skype, send me a personal message on YouTube. Let me know, and I'll help you out. I mean, I'm not gonna make your channel super successful if that's what you're looking for, but I can introduce you to a new audience at least. I don't know. Just let me know if you want my help on anything. We'll set something up. Anyways, this is the part I was talking about. It's all trial and error, unless you know the correct way. And I think 3 of these doors lead to treasure, so you have to go through every single one, which is stupid. I don't remember all of the doors. I remember the one that leads further on into the level, but I don't remember all the other ones. So yeah, this is stupid. Trial and error. Come on, game. That's awful game design. And I don't even remember which doors I've been in and which ones I haven't been in. Okay, I think I need to go in the left one. And sometimes getting these rocks is kind of finicky. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And I think up ahead we're gonna get the next sword, which is the second to last sword, if you don't count the light sword. I wonder how overpowered the light sword is. I kind of want to get it, but it would take a long time, so I'm not going to. Okay. I think this one leads to a treasure. Yes, it does. Here it is. There it is, the crystal sword. Now the sword is green like the aqua armor, and it looks cool. I like it. Okay, so now that we have the crystal sword, I think we can move on further into the level. There might be one more treasure, but I'm trying to think, but I cannot. Alright. I kind of wish that the shovel was just sort of... I don't know, you didn't have to switch to it every time. I don't know why you just can't use, like, L or something like that. I mean, you're not using anything for L, so... I don't know, it doesn't make much sense to me, but... It's not a big deal. It's not too tedious switching between the weapons. Alright, 2 more doors to go in. One of them is the correct door, another one is yet another dead end. Yeah! Anyways, let's move on to yet another Nintendo franchise topic talk thingamajigger. So, next up is... oh, excuse me for a moment. As I was saying, next up is Metroid. Now, for those of you who don't know, I love Metroid. I love Metroid. It's amazing. Like, amazing. Every single game in the series has been stellar in their own way. Except for one game, if you can call it that. Except for one game, the series is brilliant. Metroid Prime is one of the best games ever made. It is a masterpiece under anybody's definition. It is amazing. Metroid Fusion is a great game. It's so fun to try to speedrun that game. There's just so many things you can do, and although it's linear, it still has a non-linear feel. You can still explore old areas with new power-ups and find hidden goodies. And it's fun. Super Metroid is a 2D masterpiece. It is one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. Not the best by any means, but what a great game. Metroid Zero Mission. It's a great remake of the original. A great game. You know, I'm missing a few. I know that. I'm not going to talk about all of them. But I think we're not going to see Metroid for a while. You want to know why? Because of Metroid Other M. Now, I don't care what you say. Other M was a bad game. It was a horrible game. Not just from a story perspective. I didn't mind the story as much as other people. Yeah, it was boring and it was horribly inconsistent with the rest of the timeline. It was still interesting. It kept my interest for, you know, at least my first playthrough. It's definitely a bad thing, but I don't think it was bad as everybody said. It was just mediocre. The gameplay, atrocious. Horrible. They basically just said, hey, you know all those cool things about Metroid? We have none of them. Backtracking to older areas wasn't possible because they threw so many locked doors at you. It was a horrible game. And the combat? Dreadful. Awful. The dodge roll was so overpowered. You could dodge everything. There was no challenge to it. It wasn't even fun. It's horrible. And if you call yourself a Metroid fan, you will not defend that game. No Metroid fan will defend that game. Because anybody who knows what is good about Metroid will not defend Other M. Other M is not a Metroid game. It's not. It's a terrible, awful game. You know what? From a gameplay perspective, if the dodge roll wasn't there, it wouldn't be half bad. But it's not a good Metroid game. Horrible. Awful. If you like that game, I don't even think you can call yourself a Metroid fan. There's just so many things wrong with it. Trying to move around with the D-pad in a 3D environment is awkward. The first-person perspective is just plain weird. It just doesn't work. Nothing about it works. I'm sorry, I think it's a horrible game. And, you know, mostly everyone else agrees with me. Reviewers called the game terrible. And I'm sure the sales weren't very good. And I think Nintendo is just gonna put Metroid on the shelf for a while. Which is unfortunate. Now, saying, well, I think Metroid Other M was bad, but I'm not sure what style they should return to next. I love the Prime games, but that doesn't really mean I want the next Metroid game to be a first-person adventure. I kind of want, you know, the spiritual sequel to Super Metroid, a 2D masterpiece. I don't know. That's kind of what I want. I went the wrong way. I kind of want a, you know, a spiritual successor to Super Metroid. Super Metroid 2! I don't know. I don't think we're going to see another Metroid game for the time being. Just because Other M did so poorly. And here's a great little story to demonstrate how bad Other M is. So, this was quite a while ago. I went to Best Buy for, no, it wasn't Best, was it Best, it was either Best Buy or GameStop. Actually, I think it was GameStop. And I was just looking through the games, and I saw a copy of Other M. $8. Used, of course. Then I saw a copy of Metroid Prime. $17. I think that perfectly illustrates how people feel about Other M. I think it's just a bad game. It's not a Metroid game. You know, if you like the game, you know, for the gameplay, fine. It's not unplayable. At some points, it was kind of fun, I will admit. But as a Metroid game, it fails in pretty much every department. Pretty much every department. That's why I think it's a bad game. You know, a really bad game. If you disagree, fine. Fine by me. But, yeah, I just think it's a bad game. Bad Metroid game. I'm not gonna say bad game. Bad Metroid game. If you disagree with me, I'm sorry. I'm standing firm on this issue. I'm not gonna let you sway me. Nope, I feel very strongly about this because I'm a huge fan of the Metroid series. And I just find that, you know, Other M, it's almost offensive. Not a good title. Awful title. Awful game. Don't play it. Don't play it. If you do play it, I'm sorry, just no. Don't get it. If you're thinking about it, don't get it. And that's really all I have to say about that. And yeah, I don't think we're gonna see a Metroid game for a while just because Other M did so poorly. And I don't. Here's the thing, I don't know who to blame for Other M. Should I blame Team Ninja for the gameplay? I mean, I don't think they did a bad job. The dodge roll is pretty broken, but other than that, it's not too bad. It's just kind of, you know, average, mediocre. The story? I'm not opposed to... A lot of people were saying that there's no reason to have story in a Metroid game. Now, I personally disagree with that. I think story could be... I think it could be implemented well into the Metroid series, but they have to do it right. Metroid Fusion did it right. There were small snippets of the story hidden within the game, you know, with the elevator sections, and it worked. And I think that's kind of what they should do. Not long, drawn-out cutscenes and all that. Anyways, it's time for the boss. For the boss, you're going to need the Great Axe. It is required. And the Great Axe is actually a very powerful weapon, so you would use it anyway. So here it is. It's a mummy type thing. Watch out for the cloth thing it has going behind him because it's very powerful. It can do a lot of damage to you. I mean, a lot of damage, so be very careful. Your first priority is to get rid of the hands, which isn't too hard. Yeah, just throw your axes and you should be fine. Try not to get hit, and they'll go down relatively quickly. You can use the crystal sword for this part if you want to, but just use the Great Axe. It seems to work just fine. And I should have gotten more magic just to be on the safe side, but I think I'll be okay. I should be fine. The hand should be almost dead. Oh, took another hit, not a big deal. There's one hand down. There's the other. Alright, so for the next part, you need to hit the body. And this is the part where you need the Great Axe for. Now just watch out for the cloth. Just jump up, throw a few axes, and then come back down. As long as you're on the ground, you are invincible. Yeah, it's not too hard. I think I died my first time through, but that's just because I wasn't prepared for this, you know? Yeah, just watch out for that cloth. It does a lot of damage, and it's kind of unpredictable. Okay. Once the body portion is gone, you can kind of just trap it, because when you hit it, it gets stunned for a second, and you can just kind of hold it in place if you're quick enough, but it has some projectiles, and watch out for those. The first time I went through this, I actually just stunned it right away, and it did not have a chance to move. This time, it's not going so well. I should be able to survive, though. Uh-oh, one more hit, and I think I'm dead. Oh, okay, I won. Ooh, I won. Yay. Okay, what do we got? The Elven Flute. Alright. Alright, so now we need to backtrack to every single area in the game in order to get 5 additional items, 1 per island, and these 5 items will unlock the last world of the game. Now this is a good time to get all of the items you missed or items you couldn't get the first time through. So yeah, this is a good time to get, you know, some extra health upgrades, some extra magic upgrades, all that kind of stuff. Which is nice. So I'll be trying to get everything I missed in the previous worlds. I think I only missed a few things, actually. So yeah, let's go do that real quick, and then we'll head to the final worlds in the game. Okay. First, let us use the wing ability. Let's go to Paka Paka? Something like that. And let's start from the beginning of the world. You can either warp to the beginning of the world or the healing stations. You can also warp there. And I think I'll just keep on the Great Axe. It seems to be quite effective. Oh, and this enemy right here, I didn't mention it, but it looks like Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know, it kind of looks like him. Kind of weird. I don't know. Did I already? Yeah, I already dug through there. Alright, no biggie. I want to see if I can go to the casino, and maybe I have enough coins after this to get the light shield at least. I don't know, it might be cool to get that. Is there... I think there's something I can dig over here. I think. Maybe not. Never mind. The bad thing about the axe is it travels in an arc, so it can be hard to hit some enemies. And I already went this way. There's nothing over here, right? Yeah, I already got that chest. Alright. I think there's only one thing I missed, and then we'll go get the main item, which is up here, I believe. Let's go through here, and we'll be on our way. Okay, so I have only one more topic to talk about, and that is my thoughts and feelings on the Wii U itself. Now, as of right now, as of October 19th, 2012, I am not interested in any way of getting a Wii U. I'm not interested in the Nintendo titles, and I don't see any third-party support. Now, I'm sure a bunch of you hardcore Nintendo fans could list off a huge list of third-party titles, which is fine. I bet you can. But to me, it seems like all of their third-party support is games that have already been out on the 360 and the PS3. So I don't care. It's nice that Nintendo gamers are getting it, but I just don't care. I could get them on my PS3. Not a big deal for me. Also, the exclusive titles that the Wii U is getting, I'm not particularly interested in. I have no interest in Zombie U. That game just looks rather... not very good. I'll just say that. I don't know, I'm not really into zombie games, so perhaps I'm not fully qualified to make an opinion on that, but I don't know, it just doesn't look very good to me. Just kind of looks... It's a zombie game. I'm sure it'll be okay, but for me, I have no interest. And I know they're also getting Bayonetta 2, which a lot of people are furious about. It is hilarious how angry people are. Like, they are so angry that it's not coming out on the 360, PS3, and it's just a Wii exclusive. I mean, it's obvious that Nintendo paid them to do it, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I guarantee... Well, I can't guarantee it, but I bet that game would have never come out if Nintendo didn't pay them to do it. So, you know what? Good for them. You know, I don't have a problem with that. If they're being paid to do it, you know what? They're being paid to do it. Not much you can do about it. And why not? I don't want to say to those people just get a Wii U, because getting a system for one game, that would be silly. I would only do that if I was extremely passionate about a game. Like, say... I don't know, let's say Mega Man X9, for example, a game that will never see the light of day. Let's say that comes out as a PlayStation 4 exclusive. Well, I'm gonna buy a PlayStation 4, I don't care. I don't care if the game is dreadful, I don't care if it's the worst game ever made, I just want that game. I don't care. And why did I go up all the way? Why did I go up here? I went too far. Yeah, so I don't know. I get why they're angry, but, you know, that's business. Sometimes developers get paid to be an exclusive, or, you know, having DLC come out first. That's just how it works. Nothing you can really do about it. You know, I don't really have a strong opinion on the subject. It's just, meh. Maybe it's because I don't really care about Bayonetta 2. I didn't play the first game, and to me, I'm not really interested. It seems like a pretty good game, but I'm not interested, let's say. Anyways, I don't care about the Wii U. Now, let's talk about the first-party titles. Right now, there's really, you know, nothing that's been announced. You know, there's been, new Super Mario Bros. U, which is a stupid title, by the way. For a few reasons. Actually, I think the Wii U is a stupid title. You know, I'm gonna tell you why. Actually, I have a very justified reason, and I honestly don't think you can argue with this. Okay, so a lot of people think of the Wii as sort of the kiddie console, the console that is far behind the, you know, the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So by naming your console, the Wii again, or excuse me, the Wii U, you're basically telling all of those people that it's just like the Wii. And a lot of people are not going to buy it just because when they think of the Wii, they think of that system that's inferior. And I think naming it the Wii was a poor decision on their part. I really think they should have, you know, thought of a new name. It's not that hard. I think that was a bad decision on their part. And I think it's going to cost them. even if the system is technically superior, which I don't, from what I've heard, it's about the equivalent of a 360 and a PS3 with a few minor upgrades, just some display upgrades, nothing too, fantastic, but it's relatively the same. I'll say that. So, yeah, I went the wrong way. No, I don't think they should have called it the Wii U. I think that was a mistake on their part. It's still gonna sell relatively well, but I think it's gonna fall into the same pit as the regular Wii. I think it's going to sell great for the first, I don't know, couple years, but then afterwards, the sales are just gonna drop off, and Nintendo is gonna go through the same financial crisis, and, right now, Nintendo is not doing very good. If you don't know, they're going through a financial crisis. They lost a ton of money over the past year at least. I don't know about the past 2 years, but basically they just aren't doing so well. Which is unfortunate to say the least, but yeah, they're just not doing well. And I think they're gonna fall into the same exact trap. What's over here? I didn't go here my first time through. Is this where the ice shield is? There it is. Alright. Now I know. Anyways, as I was saying, I think Nintendo's gonna fall into the same trap. I don't like their whole model. I think their business model is rather, it seems to be rather schizophrenic. At one point, they said that they were trying to capture or recapture the hardcore market. But then later on, they said something along the lines of, we're not in it to compete with the other two systems. And I just think they're not running their company the right way. I think they need to reevaluate their priorities. I think their games are still going to be great, and I don't think anybody doubts that. But I just don't think they're running the company correctly. Now, who am I to say, really? I'm no expert by any means, but, what I'm saying, it makes some sense. And we'll see what happens. Ooh, there's a chest here I want to get. Alright, we have to get that. We have to go turn off the sunstone. Then we have to turn it back on, so. Yeah. I don't know, it just seems like they're gonna fall into the same exact pattern as last time. I think the Wii U will do really well the first year, but once the Xbox 720 and the PS4 come out, I think it's just gonna get blown out of the water. I mean, I think they're gonna get destroyed. Because those two systems are going to be, they're going to be technically superior to the Wii U. I don't think you can deny that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens over the coming years. Because I'm sure Microsoft and Sony are going to be announcing their new consoles within the next year. Or maybe they'll even be coming out within the next year. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Regardless of what does happen, I don't think I'm going to be buying a Wii U. I just don't want it. Simple as that. I don't even think I'm gonna buy any of the next-gen consoles. If I do, it's gonna be a PlayStation 4. Just because I like Sony. I do. I enjoy their systems. But we'll see the features and all that. We'll see what they have. It'll be interesting to see what the newer consoles have besides better graphics. I have a few things I want each system to have, or at least I think what each system should have. The 360. Okay, I had a big point about the 360, and I can't remember it. It's something really, something really critical about the 360. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. It was something really important, but I just can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I'll try to think of it later. Anyway, The PlayStation 4, I think it needs better online support. I think it needs cross-game chat and just overall better online. Everything else about the PlayStation 3 right now I like. I like the game selection. I think it has the best game selection out of the 3 consoles. You know, that's just me. I'm sure there's some people that like their Microsoft exclusives like Halo and Gears of War. Me personally, I'm not really into either of those, so yeah, it doesn't, I'm not really interested, so I don't really want an Xbox. I have one, but that's because it came free with my laptop. They had some college deal, you know, for college students. If you bought a laptop over, like, it was a really cheap price. It was like $600. I spent way over $600. If you know me, I like to have, well, not many of you know me, but I like to have great computers, just top of the line stuff. So my laptop, it's good. It's a great laptop. Anyways, let's move on to the Ice World. Where do I need to go? Let's just go to the entrance. It's not that far of a walk. Yeah, I had something to say about, you know, the 360 and what they should have next time. I don't remember what it was. I mean, I can obviously say a better game selection, but they have a good game selection right now, so I'm not going to complain about that. It's just, it's, you know, I prefer the PlayStation 3 library. It's not superior in any way, but it's just what I prefer. It's a preference. And I really think all the console war stuff is stupid. You know, you can have your opinion on which one is better, but, you know, to me, it just seems like people, they praise whatever console they have, and they bash on whatever console they don't have. Why not just get all of them? You know, if you can afford it, why not just get every single one? Why do you have to hate on the other console? I don't hate on any of the consoles. I don't think any of them are specifically bad. Yeah, I don't see why people, you know, complain and, you know, they have console wars. It's silly. I think it's stupid. That's just me. So do I think the Wii U will be a success? I don't know. Right now, I can't say yes. I mean, it's obviously going to have all those great Nintendo first-party titles, and I'm sure those will be good, but I think it's just going to get blown out of the water by the PlayStation 4. And you know what? I'm sure someone's going to try to defend the Wii U by saying, oh, all the pre-orders have sold out. And you know what? Yeah, I expected that. I'm sure the Wii U is going to sell like hotcakes during the first year or so, just like the Wii did. But it's not going to be as, you know, spectacular as the Wii, because the Wii U doesn't have the same appeal that the regular Wii does. It's just, I don't know. I don't think they're going to strike lightning twice. I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to sell well, no doubt. But I think the sales are going to diminish after, you know, the first year. Once the 360 or the 720 and the PS4 come out. I wonder what they're going to call those, by the way. I doubt Microsoft is going to call it the 720. I think, while that wouldn't be necessarily a mistake, I just think they're going to go with something else. Maybe, we'll see. Do you think, I think they're gonna, I think they're definitely gonna stick with Xbox, but I don't think it's gonna be 720. I've heard rumors that it might be called the Xbox Infinity, so that's my bet. That's where I'm gonna place all of my dollars. I think that's what it's gonna be called. It's hard to say because, oh crap, I fell. We don't really have all that much information at this point, so who knows what's gonna happen. As far as the PlayStation, I wonder if they're going to call it the PlayStation 4. I think they might, and I don't think that would be really a bad idea. I mean, that's really all Sony's been doing. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I think they may just call it the PS4, which, yeah, that works. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the next year. My bets are that it's going to be PlayStation 4 and Xbox Infinity. But, yeah, I don't know. it's not like I want the Wii U to fail. I just don't think it's going to do all that well. That's just me, just my opinion. We'll see what happens. But I really do think it's going to sell really well in its first year. No one's going to argue with that. But I think the same exact thing that happened to the Wii is going to happen with the Wii U. We'll see what happens. No need to argue with me. You know, offer your opinion. Are you excited for the Wii U? Are you going to get one? Me, I'm not. Even if I wanted one, I can't really afford one. You know, I could. I would have to drop out of school. But, school is more important than, a Wii U. And just a message to all of you out there that are still in school. Pay attention. Do really well. It's really important. It's more important than you think. I know you hate it and it's not fun, but just do well. You need to do well. You know, you gotta do well. Especially if you're interested in going to college and whatnot. You gotta do well. You have to do it. I'm sorry. Just pay attention. Study whenever you have a test or an exam or anything like that. Just do well. Alright? That's my message to you. Yeah. Make sure you do all your homework and stuff. Because in high school, homework really matters. In college, homework doesn't matter at all. They don't care. Because it doesn't count for anything. Me, I haven't been doing much of my homework because, well, my classes are really easy. I've only had 2 exams so far. Both of them I got a 100 on. Actually, I think on the economics one I got over a 100 because the teacher put a scale on it. Which I don't understand why he put a scale on it. It was the easiest exam ever. I can't really make those judgment calls because I'm smarter than most people. I hate saying that because it makes me sound like an arrogant person, but I'm much smarter than most people. And the thing about high school is I didn't really try all that much. I didn't really do homework, but I always did really well on every single test and stuff, so that kind of balanced things out. And I knew that my grades didn't matter all that much because I wouldn't be able to afford to go to to a prestigious university, so I knew that. I knew that I wouldn't be able to go to one of those, so I really didn't try all that much. I'm still going to a nice business school, which is probably the best one I could possibly go to at the price range I was looking for, so I'm not unhappy with my decision. I think this is still going to lead to a nice stable job, and I'm not worried about it. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's not until a couple more years, but just, you know, kids, all those that are in high school and middle school and all that, just pay attention, do well on your stuff, and you'll be fine. Your parents will like you more too if you do well. They might even buy you more stuff. Who knows? Just do well on all of your exams, all your tests, and try to aim for the highest, you know, I don't want to say grade point average because different people from different countries use different systems and all of that. Like, even saying high school is kind of weird because I know, you know, people from the UK call it like primary school and second. I'm sorry, I don't understand your system. I'm a bit ignorant on your education culture. Sorry about that, but I just don't know. Yeah, so they call it all kinds of different things and all that. But I'm pretty sure school is a pretty universal term, so do well in school, kids. I know video games are fun, but yeah, do well in school. It's more important than video games. Trust me. I know. Although, I've played quite a few video games in my time. More than the average person, let's say. Definitely more than the average person. Oh yeah, way more than the average person. I've spent way too many hours playing these games, and, well, I've gotten pretty good at them, not gonna lie. I think you guys all know that. I've gotten really good at them. And yeah, that's what all of this sprouted from, just me being good at games. Just yeah. Alright, so I think, yeah, this is the Aqua spell. One more to go. We have to go back to the pyramid area. And, yeah, and we'll be on our way. Actually, we need to kill her. Yeah, kill ourselves. Because when you die, you get a refill on health and magic. Stretching. Feels good. Especially when you've been talking for about 2 hours now. Alright, so let's head to... where are we going? Where are we going? The pyramid! Pyramid! The pyramid! Magic! Wing! Da-da-da! Over here! No, over here. 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 There. Over there. Where is this? I think this is the right one. We'll see. Yes, it is. Okay. What am I doing? I don't even know. What am I doing sometimes? Alright, so we can almost make it to the final level. Now, there's a few miscellaneous, health upgrades I missed, but I don't exactly know where they are, and I don't feel like searching. I'm feeling pretty confident with the amount of hearts I have, as well as the amount of magic, so I'm feeling semi-confident. I would like to have one more heart, but I'm okay with what I have now. I think I should be able to beat the final boss with what I have. Actually, I think I might stop by the casino because I might be able to buy a magic bottle there. We'll go there after this. So I think once you buy the life bottle, you can buy a magic bottle. I think. We'll go back and check in a moment. But first, let's get through the rest of the pyramid, which isn't too much work. If I remember correctly, there's a chest, I missed it. That's alright, we'll get it in a moment. Not a big deal. What's over here? The entrance. Alright, good. Down here, there should be a chest, and I think this one has coins. If I remember correctly. Gotta do a bunch of down slashes. Not too tedious. Oh, a magic bottle. Great. How many? Okay, I have 4, 8, 12. Yeah, 12. How much is a full cure? Okay, so cure is 8. All right, so I need more than what I have. Oh, you can't even have enough for 2 full cures. Yeah, so never mind. I thought I would be able to get 2 full cures, but I can't do that. Not a big deal. Alright, so I think I'm good with magic. Yeah, I would like to have another life bottle, though. It's nice to have that. It makes you feel safe, especially for the final boss, which does quite a bit of damage. We'll be seeing that in a moment. The last level really isn't that long. I don't even think it's as long as the first 5 levels. But yeah, this part's really not a big deal. Just ride along the conveyor belts and you should be a-okay. There's a bunch of bats flying around, but they really shouldn't get in your way. Just hit them with your crystal sword and you should be fine. Alright, what's in here? There's the moon spell. But we're not done yet. If we go down here, I think there's something else. There is nothing else. Alright, let's escape from here. Alright. Now that we have all 5 of the items, let's head back to the casino just to check if there's anything we can use. Just in case, see if there's a magic bottle or possibly a life bottle we can buy, because we have a few extra coins. Why not, try to buy something with it. It's not like we can do anything else with them, so might as well at least take a look before we head to the final level. Alright, what do you got for sale? Alright. Okay, exchange. I have almost 10,000 coins. Another life bottle? What's this? Oh, we're all out. Alright, not a big deal. Alright, so let's just check how much all this stuff costs. How much is... yeah, let's see the light sword. It's... I think it's 50,000. 49,950. Yeah, that's way out of range. Okay, I think the light armor is like 25. Let's check. I'm pretty sure it's around 25,000. 30. Alright. Still way too much. Can I at least buy the light shield? No? How much is it? 9,950. Oh, that's so close. You know what? Let's go through the final level, and then let's come back here. No, I don't want to play. Okay, we'll come back here, and there's an opportunity to get out of the final level and come back. So let's go do that. All right. So can we use wing? All right, let's use wing to travel to the starting island. And we'll be on our way. Actually, let's just kill ourselves real quick. Come on. Random encounter? Please? There we go. Just take off our armor. And kill ourselves real quick. Alright, so we're almost done with the game. Gotta get through the final level. And we'll be done. This is going a lot better than the first playthrough. Understandably, because, well, it was a blind run and I didn't exactly know where everything was. All that. Okay, come on, hurry it up. Die! Die, little Higgins. Almost dead. There we go. Okay, so let's head off to the final level of the game. Are you excited? Are you terrified? I am. I think it's called Fuma Fuma Island. We'll see in just a moment here. Fua Fua Island. That was close. Anyways, you need all 5 spells to get into here, which I have, so... oh, let's put our armor back on. That might be a good idea. Alright, and we're off. Okay, so this area, it's not that confusing, but you can get lost. One interesting thing is you need to have every single switch activated, or all of the blocks. You need them all to be solid, otherwise you will not get through this area. Just something to note. So make sure you go do that before heading here. And I think there's only a few treasures. I'm just trying to... I know there's at least one because it's a required item to beat the game. But I don't think there's any, life ups or anything like that. As far as I know, anyway. Let's do some exploring. Let's go find that mandatory item and see if we can find anything else. Alright, over here, I think there's something you can do. I think. Pretty sure. Pretty sure, anyway. Or maybe not. We'll see in just a moment here. Yeah, we can't go there just yet. We need something else. Okay. This part's kind of weird. You have to step on these leaves and that will make something appear. It kind of looks like an apple, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. It looks like an apple to me, so... And there's some treasures you can get and all that. Or maybe there's treasures. I think there is. Something over... What's over here? A shortcut? Yeah, that's not all that helpful, game. Thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, like I said, this last area, it's not the longest. You yeah, you should be able to get through this just fine. And if you're well equipped with the aqua armor, the the crystal sword, most of the enemies will go down relatively quickly, which is nice. Alright, so if we head over here, I believe there is something. Yeah, here's a chest. What's in here? 5,000 coins. Alright, that's cool. We can go back later and go get the light shield, which I don't think is going to help us all that much. But hey, maybe it'll look cool. Maybe it'll be golden. Alright, I would assume it's golden. When I think of light, I generally think of, you know, just yellow. So, it might be golden. Is there anything down there? I kind of want to check. Oh, maybe there's something. Let's take a look. There's probably something in there, but we can't get in there quite yet. Let's explore. I didn't really explore this area the first time through, just because I wanted to, you know, kind of finish the game. It was really late in the morning. The game took a lot longer than I had expected. Okay, is there anything? I can't get over there quite yet. Alright. Let's just do some exploring, see if we can find anything. I don't know. I don't know if there's a green shield or not. I'm not sure. I mean, it becomes sort of disjointed because the aqua shield is gray, but the aqua armor is not gray. It's green. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. A little bit strange, but maybe there's a green shield somewhere. I mean, we got a green sword and all that. Let's just do some exploring because right now it is definitely not late at night. I started this early on purpose just so I could, I wouldn't be up all night like last time. Yeah, it didn't go so well last time, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, maybe there's something. Alright, let's just go get that one item that will allow us to break all of those blocks. That's important to have. Then we'll go do some exploring. Ouch. Run away! Or just jump up here. Either one works for me. Okay, ouch. I think that's a shortcut back to the beginning area, so let's not go there. I have to run for it. Ouch. We're safe. Maybe some health. That would be kind of nice to have. Please, ouch. I might die. Come on, someone drop some health for me. No? Not being very generous to the... Anything? I have some magic, but it kind of heals me. Might as well. Better be safe than sorry. And one more time. Alright, at least that's something. Alright, where am I going? Over here? Somewhere. Go over. There we go. This is the right way. Alright, so I think we're approaching the item we need. Is there anything up there? Can I get up there? I don't know. Okay, let's just... I'm pretty sure the item we need is right up here. Maybe it's not. We'll see in just a moment. This bubble thing looks kind of weird. I don't know. Just makes Higgins look very odd. Okay, run. The Tails enemies are back, except this time they are... Well, you can see what they're doing. I'd rather not say. Oh, I'm alive. I don't know how. Watch out for this ghost. One more hit and I am most likely dead. So let's get hit. That was exactly what I wanted. Good job. Good job. Great job. Great job. Great job, man. Alright. Not a big deal. Just a minor, somewhat... Actually, it's not a minor setback at all, but hey. That's gonna happen. You're gonna die. No big deal. We'll be back to where we were in no time. Yeah, so I think this has been relatively short. I think this has been maybe 2.5 hours at this point, which is, well, admittedly much better than the first time through this. It was a disaster. I considered giving up. I did beat it, but I really considered just giving up. So I was at the final boss and I just couldn't do it. But it's not like the final boss was that hard. It really wasn't. I couldn't do it. I was tired, I was exhausted, I had a long week, and yeah. Yeah, it was a bad time to do marathon. I made a mistake. I'm gonna learn from my mistake. It's really the best I can ask for. And I'm running low on health once again. Alright, let's try to be a bit more cautious. Okay. So we can't go down there quite yet. Let's just move along the path. Hopefully we'll get some health. Please. This room's sort of semi-confusing. Why am I getting magic? I want health. What's over here? I can't get anything quite yet. Alright. Let's just go over here. Let's make it to the end of the room. These enemies shoot up fireballs and they can be rather annoying. Not too bad if you know what you're doing though. I can't jump. Alright, let's be safe. There we go. Alright. Okay, let's use some... Okay, let's heal ourselves somewhat, but not... Okay, so if I use one more, I'll have enough magic to do a full cure. Okay. So let's switch to full cure now. Alright, so let's not get damaged here. Let's make our way up, and we'll get the required item. It's the final sword of the game. It's called the Power Sword. One thing I forgot to mention is, if you go to the inn, which is located at the center island area, Tina will communicate with you and she'll offer you some helpful tips. I only went there once during my initial playthrough, and that was because I just slept there for really no reason, but I wanted to just show it off, I guess, and she gave me some hints, which was nice. So yeah, if you're ever stuck, go there, I guess. I mean, when I went there, she told me about the Power Sword and all that, so it was nice to know, even though I knew pretty much. Go to the final level. But, yeah. Ouch. These enemies are really damaging. And I got damaged again. Okay, so the shovel, I think this takes us to... I don't know where this takes us. We'll see. I think this is a shortcut, but where are we? Oh, never mind. This is the correct way. Okay, so over here is the Power Sword, I think. I'm pretty sure. There it is. There's the Power Sword. It is purple. And with the Power Sword, we can do some stuff. But let's go back and we can explore. Actually, we could go explore, but we can also explore later. What do you think, crowd? Should we explore now or later? I'm thinking now. Later. Later. Let's do it later. Yeah. You'll see why. There's a specific reason. It's not because I want to finish the game or anything like that. Well, I do want to finish the game, but there's another reason for it. Alright, so over here is a healing spring, I believe. Yep. Alright. So let's go take on, quote-unquote, the final boss. It's in this door right here. And here we are. It's a giant bird enemy. Now this bird enemy will throw down eggs. And these, yeah, the eggs. Hit them with your sword, they become stunned. You can kind of trap them in a loop. Or not a loop, you can... If you hit them in the right spot, you can continuously hit them and they won't be able to move. Which is cool. The bird will fly around, but it can't really hit you. So yeah, just keep that in mind and just hit the eggs repeatedly, and they will fall down. I'm not sure if that attack can hit you, but I'm pretty sure if you're just ducking, you will avoid it every single time. Yeah, and all you have to do is hit these eggs. It's pretty simple stuff. Just hit it a bunch of times with your newfound power sword, and it will fall off the map. And if you're having trouble, you can always use your healing spells, or yeah, your healing spells. It's really not that hard. This is probably the easiest final boss I've ever faced. Sometimes it'll try to drop stuff on you. Sometimes it'll make this little shield. It's really not that hard. You shouldn't struggle with this boss. Alright, one more egg. And there it goes. Oh, and there's the bird. Oh, okay, you do have to hit it now. You have to hit it a bunch of times with your power sword, but it gets stunned really easily, so you can hit it multiple times while in midair. And then you can just drop back down and duck. And you should be just fine. It's really not that hard. Probably the easiest final boss ever. And it's dead. See? Not too hard at all. And what do we get? Wait, this isn't the end? What? What do we get? The Sky Bell. And this will take us to the real final boss. Yeah. Oh, and here's a cutscene. This is the big twist in the game, I guess. If you can call it a twist. Nothing really happens in this. But, yeah. It's a story, alright. Yeah. Oh, more dialogue if you care. I don't, but if you do, go ahead, read it. Be my guest. Oh, and what is this? Oh no. Is this a dark, scary monster? Evil laugh? Ominous evil laugh? Higgins, you fool! You have yet to see the true powers that I hold. Insert typical evil voice here, and yeah, that's what you get. He says he's gonna take over the island. What a fascinating plot. That's never been done before. I don't mind it so much. It's simple, it's fun, it's... yeah, it's it's a plot. What do you want me to say at this point? I have nothing to say about this plot. I have nothing to say about this plot twist. In general, I have nothing to say about this. Yeah, the text goes on for quite a while. As far as I know, there's really nothing you can do to make it go faster or skip it. Oh, and she takes your little princess away, Tina, whatever her name is. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, and you go back to the center island area. I don't know why. I mean, you were back. I don't know. I'm confused. Oh, and suddenly the inn guy tells you all about this legend and stuff. I don't know why he is so knowledgeable about the subject, but hey. You would think that the king would tell you all this crap, but he doesn't. Oh, and he tells you about the Sky Bell. Yeah, we already have that, man. I don't know. It's silly. It is silly. Alright, so before we go on to the true final boss, I must use the bathroom, so see you in a minute. Alright, I'm back. So, now that we have some more coins, let's head back to the casino for a moment. Yeah, let's head back to the casino, and then, well, let's get the light shield. Even though it may not exactly help us all that much. Excuse the noise outside, those are college students, let's say. They're doing their thing. I'm not gonna... I really have no authority to tell them to shut up, but... If if they're rather loud, I apologize for them. Not much I can do about it. There's really no way to make things, you know, more soundproof or anything like that. If they're gonna be loud, they're gonna be loud. That's one of the reasons I decided to start this so early. It's because they wouldn't be as active, you know, in the afternoon. Once the night hits, they're gonna be so loud. It's ridiculous. You can't even do a commentary. That's also one of the reasons I decided to stop doing commentaries on the challenges. I had to redo quite a few of them because of, you know, voices in the background. It was just too much, you know. I don't know. Anyways, let's get the light shield. We have 14,798 coins. And we're gonna get the light shield. Okay, let's, alright. We could get the boomerang, but I want I want the light shield. It'll cost us 10,000 coins. Alright. Yeah, okay. How much is the boomerang? Can I buy that right now? If it's cheap, I'll buy it. Ooh, I don't have enough. 15,000? That's a ripoff, unless the boomerang is some magical weapon. No, that's ridiculous. Alright, I've got the power sword. I'm happy with that. Let's leave. Let us leave. Okay, let's put on that light shield in just a moment. Okay. Let's use wing. We can transport to the final dungeon, so yeah, let's just do that. And I don't have anything else to do, I believe. I mean, I'm sure there's a few extra magic bottles and health I can get and all that, but I'm not too interested. You know, it's not really worth it to me because I'm pretty confident I could beat the final boss with my current, you know, health and magic. Alright, let's put this on. There it is. Vaporizes most flying objects. So I'm guessing this is sort of the all-purpose shield, which blocks most projectiles. And it is gold, as I expected, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. I'd rather have a green one to match my armor, but I guess that isn't in the game. Oh well, not a big deal. Anyways, let's explore this final dungeon, see if there's any other extra upgrades, and then we'll head on to the final boss. Hopefully the final boss won't take me too long. Last time, it definitely took me too long. I'm not gonna lie. I still have that footage and the voice for it. They may release it at some point. Maybe just a few I fell. Maybe just a few snippets of it. Just some of the moments where I got really frustrated, you know. I don't know, I'm gonna hang on to it, but I'm not gonna say that I will release it or anything like that. Alright, so I don't even know if there's any items in this final dungeon. I'd imagine there's one or two. But maybe I'm hoping there's a life bottle. That's what I'm hoping for, but I'm not counting on it. Okay, so let's try this puzzle again. I don't think it leads to anything. Maybe it does. Okay, let's just head over here. I know... Okay, the power sword. It allows you to break those really strange rocks that we've been seeing in this dungeon. So yeah, you can use it for that. But other than that, I guess it's the most powerful sword. I'm not sure if the light sword is more powerful. I'd imagine for 50,000 coins it is, and I'd imagine it's completely broken. Or I hope it is. At 50,000 coins, that is an outrageous price. I would hope it's overpowered. I'd imagine it is. I mean, the light shield seems to be the best of all the shields. What's over here? What's this? Ooh, a life bottle. Excellent. Now we have 6 full hearts. Which is plenty. And I fell. Which is plenty. I think that's more than I have in my... or I had in my last playthrough. I think I had 5.5, maybe 5. But definitely less than 6. Which is nifty. Always nice to have more health. because not only do you have more health, you also restore more health during the full cure. So it's essentially double the health. Yeah. Alright, so there was something there. I remember that one area that definitely had something, so we'll head there. And then I think there was one other area that looked sort of suspicious, so we'll head there as well. Okay, I think this area, there was one item, but we already got it. I think it was like 5,000 coins. Pretty irrelevant at this point in the game. So, yeah, let's just head to that other area I was talking about. I think it's up here. No, that's a shortcut. Never mind. Okay, so I'm hoping I don't have too much trouble with the final boss. During my first blind run, I did, and it's not because the final boss is too hard. I just couldn't focus because I was tired. I was really exhausted, and I just could not focus. And I just, you know, so many hits that I should not have taken. It didn't go well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not proud of it, but it just did not go well. Hopefully, this one will go a little bit better. Alright, so what's in here? What is this? Does this lead to something? This better lead to something. I hope it does. We'll see. I can't imagine it would just be a shortcut. That doesn't make much sense. Oh, okay, what's in here? Oh, another warp point. Where does this even take us? Oh, the beach area. Well, we don't have much of a reason to go back there, so let's just stay here. Can I go back up, or is it's blocked? Yeah. Alright. Well, at least we discovered something. Alright, let's head back up real quick. Okay. This is going a bit slower than I had expected, but overall, this is definitely a lot shorter than my first playthrough. I can say that. And I lost pretty much an hour to the final boss just because I got so frustrated. But that's not going to happen this time because I'm focused, I'm not tired, and yeah. And I have experience with the final boss, so that's obviously helpful to have. So let's make our way up there right about now. Okay. Yeah, we already explored this room, so we're good here. Let's just make our way to the next room, which I think there's something up here. If I remember correctly, there was one of those stones we can break up here. Right here. What's here? Anything here? Yes, a chest. And it has a magic bottle. Nice to have. Alright. That's not really gonna help us in the grand scheme of things, but I'm not gonna say no to an upgrade. You know? Why would you? Right. Almost done with this room. I think down there is just a shortcut back, so we don't need to go there. Okay. So is there anything in this room? I don't think so, but let's check. Oh, a healing room. Nice to know. Okay, so I can't get up to that platform, which is... I feel like there's something there, because there's a door there. There's a door there, too, and also a bubble. So how do I get there? Let's go exploring. But there's really no way for me to explore anything. Wait, maybe... Alright, let's go back for a moment. I have an idea. May not work, but hey, let's try it out. Alright, we need to come out of the bubble. Okay. So maybe if we go around, can we do that? Do I have enough time is the real question. Oh, that's a spike, I guess. Whoops. Oh well. We can always heal ourselves later. Alright, so let's go around once again. Watch out for the ghosts and the spikes. Do we have enough time is the real question. I don't think so, but hey. We're gonna try... I made it. Okay. So I think I'm gonna heal myself. Okay, let's run up here. Okay, took a lot of damage, but oh, what is this? I don't want this. Where does this take us? I think it takes us to the first world? I don't know. Yeah, the first world. So that's not helpful at all. Why is that even there? I don't know. That's just silly. Is there anywhere else I can explore? Get out of my way. Okay, let's just go heal ourselves up real quick. Alright, I think we found everything in this dungeon. There might be one more thing, but let's continue to explore as we make our way up the tower. Just in case there's another life bottle or another... Actually, that's all I really care about right now. Unless there's a chest with around 30,000 coins, then I'll take that any day of the week. But otherwise, I'm not really interested. I'm not really interested in coins unless it's a large amount of them. Alright, get out of my way. Okay. I think there's just one more area. Alright, is there anything? Oh, those are spikes. Okay, yeah, let's not go down there. Maybe there's something, but I don't feel like being risky and checking it out. Yeah, I doubt there's anything down there. Alright, so I think this is the final room. And we'll be on our way to the final boss. Just gonna kill more of these tails. What's the plural of tails? I mean, tails is already a plural word, so tails is... I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, so just climb up these clouds and we should be on our way. Over there was the power sword, so no need to go back there. Watch out for these birds dropping atomic bombs at us. That's really silly. This game has relatively interesting enemy design. Nothing spectacular, but nothing horrible either. Just pretty run-of-the-mill, I guess. Alright, so let's heal up. Oh, not quite. Okay, let's get some more magic. Where are the two enemies I grinded on the first time? There's two like pterodactyls up here that tended to drop a lot of stuff for me. Alright, so we just need to get some more magic. We'll be alright. Magic. There we go. This might take a while, but hopefully we'll beat the final boss on our very first try. Hopefully being the key word. This might take a while. I remember during the first playthrough, it did take a long time. And not only did it take a long time, I had to do it multiple times. It was rather annoying, to be quite honest. Yeah. A few more magic things to go. Oh, a big one. Alright. Alright, enter this door and use the Sky Bell. And it will take you to the final boss. Now, the final boss has many different forms. In fact, it has 5. Yes, 5 different forms, so it's tough. For the first part, you just want to keep wailing on it. It will make these shields out of fireballs. They move rather slowly, but they do expand as time goes on. So be safe here. When they get too close to you, just keep your distance. Then when you feel safe, head back in, hit them a few more times, then head back out. The hit detection is sort of weird. You kind of have to be semi-close to him. Every so often he throws out a bigger energy ball, but I found that it never really hit me. Alright, so let's move back in, hit him a few more times, then retreat. Okay, first form done. The second part, he activates a clone head, and this one acts relatively similar to the first one. Except you cannot crouch and hit him in this form. I don't know why, it doesn't make much sense. But do not worry about the real form floating above you. as long as you don't jump, you will not be hurt by it. Oh, and it teleports around, so watch out for that. It'll go to the other side of the room. Just hit it a bunch of times, and it'll eventually die. Die, die, die. There we go, it's dead. After that, he will start dipping down and trying to hit you. This is basically just getting in. You can basically just get in a bunch of free hits here, because eventually he will start throwing fireballs. And these fireballs are incredibly difficult to dodge. There they are. But if you get enough free hits on him, he will go down relatively quickly. There we go. And that's the first part of the fight. Now we move on to arguably the harder part. Definitely the harder part. Oh, and we're on the moon, by the way. I don't understand why, but hey, we're there. Oh, it looks so scary, a giant eye. Indeed. Very scary. Okay, I am on full cure, good. Okay, so this boss is rather tricky. There's one attack where you need to be in the right spot in order to dodge it. Whenever it does that attack, you need to be on the opposite side of the room as the hand. If you're not, you're gonna take hit, and it is, or you're gonna take a hit, and it is a very damaging attack, so watch out. But other than that, just use your your power sword, and just hit on his hands. Pretty simple stuff. Yeah, just watch out for that attack. I did not watch out right there. Takes a full heart away, which is quite a bit. Luckily, I'm in great position right now. I've still got my full cure, and I've got 4 solid hearts. Not bad. Feeling pretty good right now. The final boss, a lot of people say to use the dagger and just kind of like jump over him. And it's like, they say it takes forever, but I don't know. I just kind of like playing the war of attrition with him, and I got hit right there. I don't know how. I just kind of like playing the war of attrition with the power sword, especially since I have a full cure. And alright, doing pretty good. Let's just try to focus here. The hands should fall off relatively quickly. Soon. Die. There goes one. And there goes the other. Alright, now he's going to transform into his scorpion mode. Here, you just want to hit him really fast. It will stun him. And then, yeah, you can hit him a bunch of times. And this is my preferred strategy. And there we go, I didn't even have to use a full cure. Not bad if I do say so myself. And that's it, that's the final boss. That went a lot better than my first playthrough. I died several times on the final boss. And even when I did succeed, I barely succeeded. I had to use my full cure and all of that. It just did not go well. But yeah, that went. I'm proud. That went relatively well. I'm actually quite happy. Yeah, so here's the ending. Read it if you so desire. But anyways, just one thing I wanted to say. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do any more blind runs for this series. Just because this one didn't go so well my first time, and it also takes a lot longer, and I don't know. You can still suggest games, but I'm probably not going to do a blind run of them. I just don't think it's appropriate for this series. I don't know. You can still suggest games, and I'll definitely take your suggestions into consideration, but just keep in mind that I may not do it if I haven't played it before. Yeah, so you are reunited with your Tina. I don't know what her relation is to you. I think she's the princess, so, you know, whatever that means. Yeah, I don't care. Can I just make this text move faster? I don't have... I don't care about this ending. I wasn't paying attention to the story in the first place, so why should I care now? Yeah. So as far as I know, this is the only entry in the Adventure Island series that's a non-linear game. If I remember correctly, all the other games in the series are sort of 2D linear platformers. And they seem like fun. I'll definitely try out some of them, but I'm not sure I would like them as much as this game. I do recommend this game to anybody who's interested in this sort of non-linear but sort of linear style. It's a non-linear game, but it gives you a lot of guidance, so you know it's easy for you to figure out where to go next, but there's also a lot of elements of exploration, and overall I think it's a good mixture. I think it's a lot of fun. I recommend it to anybody who wants to play it. If you want to play it, go for it. You'll have a good time. I did. And come on, let's get through the credits here. Let's get through the credits. I'm somewhat tired now. Just talking for a couple hours, it's kind of difficult. I mean, it's you wouldn't really know unless you have actually done something like this before, but it's harder than you might think, trying to hold a conversation for, hold a conversation. When I say hold a conversation, I really mean talk to yourself. You sort of have to pretend like you have an audience out there. I don't know, maybe it's just me. You wouldn't really know unless you're a commentator of any sort. And, yeah, that's all I have to say. I like this game. It's a good game. If you like it, try it out. Or if you think it looks cool, try it out. If not, go about your day and play whatever you want. So, yeah, should I just let the credits roll? Do I have anything else to say? Oh, next week. Or not next week. Next time on Marathon, what am I going to play? What is UAA going to play? What is UAA going to play? Good question. Leave your suggestions below, but I have two ideas. The first idea, I'm not going to tell you what game it is, or what games they are. The first idea is sort of a torture session of Marathon. I'm going to be doing something that... It's a dumb idea. It's a horrible idea for you, or it's a horrible idea for me, but it'll be entertaining for you. Or maybe it won't be, I don't know. We'll see. The other game is... It's a game I saw commercials for as a kid, and I thought it looked incredibly stupid, but I've never tried it out. Yes, it is another blind run, but once you see the game, you'll know that, oh, there's no way you could possibly get lost or not know what the objective is. And from what I've heard, it's not that hard, so we're gonna try it out. It's the dumbest game I've ever seen, but you know what? I've just been so curious. I have to try it. I've got to try it. So, just look forward to that in the next couple of weeks or so. But feel free to leave your suggestions. If it's a game I've played, there's a better chance that I'm going to do it for this series. And try to keep the games relatively short. Under 5 hours would be preferable. And that's all I really have to say. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And until next time, this is UAA signing out. I'll see you guys later.